What's up, ladies and gentlemen? We're a little early. I'm gonna try to get a game of Fortnite in before the race. You guys won't see it because the way I have my stream set up, it would look like bologna sandwich and poop. So yeah, really don't want you guys to look at poop because I can't stream. But yeah, I'm gonna try to get a game of Fortnite in super quick before.
And
So Blake's here. He'll tell us when everything's starting and everything. I've already got everything ready to go.
Yep.
So you guys will get to hear Fortnite audio though. Should I post this on my Instagram?
Up to you. I mean,
Ooh, good. Hello. Sorry, beautiful woman posting on Instagram.
there we go.
I don't have a picture to post. And I don't have my own stream link. Stop dancing! You're making me confused. Here we go. It says you're streaming, Blake. On my YouTube.
I'm sorry?
My YouTube app says you're streaming on me.
Oh, I'm not streaming at the moment. I was streaming.
Yeah, I think it's just telling me that you have a live stream.
Yeah.
Alright, I was gonna go land at Anarchy Acres, but that's too far, so I'm gonna go land at Tilden. It's 226. That's my latency right now in this game. It's not that hot because I'm streaming. NASCAR reactions. Please be good, please be good. Oh. Yeah. Definitely you can tell the latency's fucking terrible right now for me. I just ran into a fucking wall. Got murdered because latency's bad.
Jeez. Kenny Wallace's hair has gone from blonde, brown to like pure white with like a patch of brown in it.
I'm getting off Fortnite. Kenny Wallace's hair looks gross apparently.
Kenny's face doesn't look like any older than what he was back in like 2005, I guess. His face looks still the same and such.
He could not wait to show this. That was pretty cool.
But it was. He talks about the best seat in the house.
All right, 2 minutes till 2:30.
This is a motorsports stadium. 2 years ago, yeah, it's still a racetrack, but truly what they've created here, just like the fan zone we're in, this is a stadium.
A stadium, and I think I have the best seat in the house, particularly at this point in the show because we get to do final thoughts.
I can't wait.
So the first one we're going to do, we know this is a big date for you, 1998. You won the Daytona 500, so we figured we'd do everything 1998 related. So the first question is, what two-time winning Super Bowl quarterback was drafted in 1998?
Was drafted.
Was drafted. I'll give you a hint. Omaha.
That would be Peyton Manning. Came from the University of Tennessee. I do know that.
That would be Peyton Manning, and he's also the pace car driver.
The man thing.
Good job. You're one.
Wow, Manning's going to be the pace car driver.
The Academy
Cool.
Award in 1998.
The Academy now?
The Academy
What's
Award.
Titanic?
You might know this. If he knows this, our mole got to him.
Was it Titanic?
Oh, it is Titanic. Oh my goodness, Larry
I'm on a
McNeil.
roll.
I'm going to smoke that mole out. Someone's giving him the answer.
She's gonna
All right,
smoke a
I wanted to ask
mole?
you this question. Who was this person from 1998? Can you see that?
That's Larry Mack.
That would be Larry Mack, and that would be with glasses. And you know what? I actually had hair, even though it was under that hat right there. You're looking good. Those glasses aren't near thick enough.
I've got my Larry
I've
McNeil
actually
look.
had LASIK surgery since that, so I no longer have to wear
Here,
them.
I think you should put this on. Come on,
I didn't
side
know
by side.
that.
Let's do it with the
Oh
glasses.
man, that feels good. Oh, 20 years of trying.
Yeah, you gotta
20
put the
years
glasses
of frustration.
I told your wife that we were going to do this. She's home watching. Does that guy look familiar,
I
Linda?
think my wife is the whole mole in this deal. So how do you like that?
There he is.
But you know
Side
what?
by
They
side.
look real good with champagne dripping off of
They
them.
do.
How about
Congratulations. What do you remember about that day most?
that? How much it meant to Dale and
Didn't
Teresa
Larry
Earnhardt,
win the
and quite honestly,
93
how much
500
it
with
meant to
Davey?
Richard and Judy Childress.
Big party. We were sitting with
No, I'm sorry.
this week.
I think it was 92 that they won it. 93, I think, was
Stay with me the
Jared.
rest of my
Irvin.
life. It's
No,
you just
Jared,
never forget it.
you're right.
Never forget it. 2007.
They-
Down with
they're
that,
getting
show.
years
Coming to
mixed
the
up.
wire.
Different winners. So the question is, what does
Gallows.
2018 hold, and who will win here today at the most prestigious track? Let's get ready to start the journey. Go trackside to kick it all off.
Yep, Davey
Ladies and
won
gentlemen,
in
at this time,
92.
we ask that
93
you
was
please
Dale
rise and
J.
remove your hats as the Naval Air Station Jacksonville Color Guard presents our nation's colors.
94 and 95 was Marlin.
Please remain standing as Greg Ellis,
Where does that
Assistant Vice
image go?
President
I
of
just
Mission and
downloaded
Ministry
it.
at Florida Hospital.
Alright, they're doing the invoice
Oh, Lord, as we come to you
invocation.
in prayer, we pause to remember the recent tragedy in Parkland, Florida, and pray for your support to be with the families and that community in a special way. And now we ask your blessing on this race, protection for all participants, and keep us always under your care. In your holy name we pray. Amen.
Here to perform our national anthem from Orlando, Florida, please welcome Katina Mack.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight.
Oh my god, restream? Just said I'm streaming the truck race.
Restream seems to sometimes be a little bit goofy, I think, on the Twitch side than it is the YouTube's. Than the YouTube side, so.
So we said wrong race.
Through the night, that our flag was still there. Oh, say does
Can I edit
that
this?
star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
The offseason is over. Drivers are ready. Fans are ready. Our broadcast crew, they're ready. Racing from Daytona coming up next.
NASCAR Racing is brought to you by Toyota Trucks. Seeing opportunity where others don't is an act of truck.
Toyota Trucks. Seeing opportunity where others don't is an act of truck.
Just $5? Shut the fill up. And there's more of them? Shut the actual fill up.
40 Creek's story didn't begin with a commercial. It began in a humbler place.
I'll
where it
be
built
right
its
back. I'm
reputation
gonna go
by
grab
word of
something
mouth,
to eat,
from
'cause
mouths
I'm
that had
hungry.
tasted the complex Canadian
Gotcha.
whiskey. 40 Creek, from a good place.
Healthy, delicious dinner just got a whole lot easier with Chef's Plate. Enjoy the convenience of ordering online from our chef-inspired menu with perfectly portioned, farm-fresh, local ingredients. You can easily make step-by-step, delicious and healthy recipes in 30 minutes or less, delivered coast to coast in a chilled box directly to your door. Join thousands of Canadians who are enjoying Chef's Plate each week. Get 50% off your first order. That's up to a $78 value at chefsplate.com/cook.
12 days of voting have begun. This month's top 3 highlights are Patrick Dew from Vernon, British Columbia, Michael McIntyre from Montreal, Quebec, and Francois Hamel from Quebec City, Quebec.
Vote now at tsn.ca/Advil for the athlete you think should move on.
And have a chance at the $25,000 grand prize.
Brought to you by Advil 12 Hour. Up to 12 hours of pain relief in just one pill. Advil and Go.
This is the best pickup game in the world. It's showtime, people.
Alright, making sure everything's ready. We're good to go. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. Infinity race is pretty much about to start in like 2 minutes. I'm guessing that did on my
FS1
Facebook
welcomes you
too.
to Daytona International Speedway for the QQQ 300 Xfinity Series race. It is the start of a new season, and it is time to meet today's guest driver analyst, Brad Keselowski. He spent some off-season time with his wife Paige and Cup crew chief Paul Wolf, hanging out with Wolf's family, and daughter Scarlett learning about a different kind of horsepower. No, and there she's so cute. No, guys, this is not Brad and Paige's new pet. This is them at the zoo, just enjoying a little bit of family time. But now it is time to get back to work. We know Brad started off Speed Weeks with a win in the Clash. He's upstairs with Michael Waltrip and Adam Alexander to call today's race. Do you guys see who I have here? Did you see what I got for Larry McReynolds?
We needed a pair of the glasses up here, Shannon.
This is what he looked like, obviously.
I know it's not the way the song goes, but we're going to party like it's 1998.
Yes, we are. We're going to have some fun up here in the booth, no doubt, because both of these guys have won here at Daytona International Speedway. So as a driver who's been to victory lane here, what is race day like at the World Center of Racing?
It's nerve-wracking, right? It's the first race of the season, Adam. So what does that mean to me? Well, I've been here. I've ran this race as an Xfinity-only driver and as a Cup driver. Both of those will be in the field today, but it's the first race. You got all those first race jitters, Michael, and it kind of feels like, you know, you're going on your first date. That's how it feels, you know. You're nervous. You don't know how it's going to go, but you hope it goes really well.
That didn't go so well for me, my first day. I didn't like that. But my first trip to Daytona was one that I'll never forget. Being here and being a part of this event is amazing. But just think if you're Austin Dillon or maybe Joey Logano. You woke up this morning, you had a solid plan. You knew exactly what you were going to do. You were going to start up front and you were going to stay there. Now they're going to have to battle from the back. That means playing a little poker. You got to know when to hold them and know when to fold them. They'll lean on their experience to see what the traffic looks like, what the draft looks like, and make a plan to get to the front.
Brad, you told me earlier today you like Chase Elliott, right?
Yep.
So, Michael, where are you going?
I want to go in a different direction. I think Elliott Sadler is angry behind the wheel. I think he thinks he's got to charge and get a win today. He was close 2 times last year. I'll take Elliott Sadler against
Both
you.
junior motorsports cars. Junior Motorsports.
We've got a Chase Elliott. We've got trackside and get the
Motorsports. Please welcome our Grand Marshal, Managing Director and Global Head of ETFs Invesco, Dan Draper.
Daytona and NASCAR fans everywhere, you know the word, so help me say it. Drivers, start your engines!
That'll get you going on a gorgeous Saturday afternoon in Central Florida. The season opener is on the way, so let's get geared up.
Hey guys, it's Ryan Reed. Austin Cindric here. I'm the noob. He's the noob. I guess which makes me the veteran, which is really weird because I still feel like a kid. We just finished up at the Xfinity Zone and the Ford Zone. It's a lot of fun hanging out with all the fans.
A lot of people here today. Beautiful. 75 degrees. It's hot. I need sunscreen.
You ready to go today?
I'm ready to go. Ready to push me to lead?
Yeah, we'll see. You know, I'm feeling like there's going to be a lot of teamwork going on early on, and then at the end, I've won here twice, and I'd like to make it a third, so we'll just have to figure it out at the end.
Gearing up.
So I see you're watching the truck race again.
No, I fixed it.
Nah.
I fixed it. It's because Restream shared it, not me. I had to go fix them. I went and fixed them. You even had to go fix the one on Facebook, which I don't know why I shared it on Facebook, but whatever. I have 5 notice. Oh, okay. Got you. Promoting my shit, boy. As of right now, I don't know how many people are watching. As of right now, I don't know how many people are watching. I don't have anything open. These tabs. I just have Restream and the race. The girls are bad at booze. Raindrop. Drop top. Oh, I need to 100% completely exit out of Fortnite. There we go. And we'll exit out of that. That still looks good. And we're back to racing.
Every lap it just gets more intense and more intense.
Drivers, start your
If you want to win at Daytona, it stays with you the rest of your life.
Xfinity Series.
We open up 2018 in Florida. And when we wrapped up 2017, we were in the Sunshine State as well. Homestead Miami Speedway, where the rookie, Cole Custer, absolutely dominated, leading 182 of 200 laps en route to his first career victory. His sophomore season rolling off from the 14th position today here at Daytona International Speedway. Let's go from the driver.
Cole Custer, this is Brad Keselowski up in the FS1 booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you guys.
Great. Well, you're looking pretty good in the Haas Automation Chevrolet.
These double zeros were different this year.
You finished 2017 in great form with a win.
Good, they look better.
You got to be thinking about championship in 2018, and today in Daytona is your shot to set a message. How do you feel about 2018?
Yeah, I mean, we're all pumped to get ready to get it going. We seemed to end the year strongly, really good last year, and we worked really hard on our speedway cars this year to try and get driving better. So,
is that 55? Is that Stephen Light from Asheville, North Carolina?
Man, this is Michael Waltrip. Cole, you were so fun to watch.
Oh, from QQQ, North Carolina.
It takes that kind of quiet confidence to be successful here at Daytona. What's your strategy today to get a trophy here in Florida? Is it to charge, or are you going to lay back?
I think starting out here, we're going to try and go to the front and see what we got, and hopefully we can stay up there. But we feel like we're kind of mid-pack, or we're getting to the end of the stage. We might try and drop back just because it seems like last year we had a lot of wrecks at the end of the stages. But we'll see. I think we're going to try and make it to the end of the race here at the start of it.
All right, buddy. Have a good time today, and we're looking forward to following you to your championship march.
I appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Cole Custer, one of 7 first-time winners in the 2007.
You know, last night that video we made where we sat there and we talked a lot of shit and shit. You know that race got monetized, but my sportsman race did not get monetized.
What?
Because my sportsman race apparently is not advertiser friendly. The truck race was advertiser friendly. But those can't have those. Powershares QQQ 300. So if you guys are in the chat, you can message chat. We'll answer questions.
Who? No one?
I think I don't know. I don't know how many's in there. Last time we had like 4 at most. In the class we had 1. Hey, we're growing. We're a growing channel.
More like they're growing downhill.
Right now we have goose egg people watching. They're all busy. That girl was a real crowd pleaser. I have my phone so I can check Facebook and shit about the rest, because just need something to do. I might play NASCAR Rush if it gets boring. We'll play NASCAR Rush actually right now. So we're going to play NASCAR Rush, ladies and gentlemen. You won't see it. You probably won't hear it either. And we're back to actually
Aerial
lining
coverage
up.
today provided by Goodyear. Those who live up to their names make one for themselves. Goodyear, more driven.
Oh, Louise, I'm a driver on the Daytona 500.
Let's get Regan's wrap. Hello, Regan.
You're trash.
Adam, you know, one of the toughest things for a race car driver to do is to come back to a racetrack that he's had a bad accident at before. In 2016, Christopher Bell got turned coming out of the tri-oval. He barrel rolled 9 times down the front stretch in one of the worst wrecks we've seen in recent history.
That was a cool
Today,
crash,
he's
though.
going to go out there and compete and get up front and do the things he needs to do. He's going to have to compartmentalize, put that wreck in the back of his mind. He told me once the motor starts, he won't even think about it. But I assure you, if the caution comes out late or a red flag, he will think about that wreck just a little bit.
You always think about it when you wind up on your roof. We talked down in the pre-race shop one here a couple times, but I remember vividly being on my roof.
Just saying that was one of the worst crashes we've seen in recent history, but I can recall Ellie Sadler almost died like twice.
He's coming from a dirt background where they race the midgets, and those cars flip all the time. So,
And that's recent.
with it before this.
We've heard from Regan Smith. Let's say hello to our other pit reporters. Leading us off, Jamie Little. Always good to be with you, Jamie.
Always great to be with you too, Adam. You know, Joey Logano is a guy we always talk about when we come to Daytona. Well, he qualified 4th today, but during those qualifying laps, he realized he had a fuel pressure issue. Took it back to the garage. The team looked at it and decided in order to avoid potential disaster in the race, they needed to swap out those fueling components. So NASCAR allowed them to do that, but he has to start in the back. I talked to Joey before he got in the car, and he said, I made a plan with a couple of guys starting in the back with me. Watch for him to go high and go to the front as quickly as possible. Matt Yoakum?
Jamie, Danny Lawrence is the Xfinity Series director at Richard Childress Racing, but 20 years ago this weekend, he was the engine tuner for Dale Earnhardt, playing an important role in the Big E's only 500
Big E's
win.
only
Earlier
500.
today, Nick Harrison, the crew chief on Austin Dillon Chevrolet, was ejected due to deemed a rear suspension violation. So Danny going to the bullpen, calling his own number. He's on the box today, and he will call Austin Dillon's race here today in Daytona.
Is there no break in NASCAR
Celebrated
race?
his birthday yesterday, Matt.
No.
So happy
What are you
birthday
doing
to
there
Danny.
3 wide in
Perhaps
front
a
of you?
belated gift today in the form of a
Huh?
trip to Victory Lane. Now our
What are you doing there
Powershares
3 wide in front of you?
QQQ track description.
2.5 miles.
They're never 3 right in front of you. They always clear each other.
I love these banks, 31 degrees, 200 miles an hour. This place gives you everything you want as a race car driver.
Very similar to Talladega, but just a little bit narrower, just a
Talladega.
little bit smaller. but still very racy, wide open around
That's
this
a
racetrack.
Talladega.
Our race analysis, we are once again stage
Not really,
racing
he's
in the
Talladega.
Xfinity Series.
Adam, last night in the Truck Series, the stages were 20 laps. I blinked my eyes, and they were racing for that green and white checkered. Tonight, just 10 laps more.
Michael Walsh says, "Don't you lie."
These drivers charge for those stage
Sure, he said last night he blinked his eyes on the stage.
Without pitting, so you won't see him pit unless they have an incident or an
I
accident.
am back just in time to get ready for the race.
Weather couldn't be better. 78
playing
degrees,
NASCAR
sunshine. The track is going to be hot and
NASCAR
slick.
Rush.
Yeah, it's a
40
mobile phone
Xfinity
game.
Series drivers on track and ready to go green, and they are behind the 2018 Toyota Camry XSE, the pace car for today's 300-miler at Daytona.
That baby was made in Kentucky, Adam.
Indeed it was. Georgetown, right?
One of the things real quick right before the race starts that I'm noticing that could be a really important factor today, a big wind towards turn 4. That makes these cars really hard to drive. Didn't quite have this wind for the rest of the speed weeks when we've seen these cars practicing. That's going to be big for the cars to adjust to.
Can't beat this. The off season, it's official.
All right, here we go.
Couple of Daytona winners.
What's up, Corey?
Pace car comes.
Let's see both the guns, cousin.
Opening race for the NASCAR Xfinity Series.
Here we go.
Let's put the green flag in the air and make it happen at the world center of racing.
Green flag. Also, just gonna let everyone know who is watching the stream. We are behind. We know this, and we're also behind, so you get to see the crash before us, and then you can crank up the volume and hear our reactions to the crash. Or if anything cool happens.
Good push for the lead from Justin
Very
Allgaier.
true.
That's what you're going to need, Michael, to run up front and lead these races. You're going to need those pushes at the right time.
And Brad, these cars have different aerodynamic rules this year. This is the first time we've seen a pack this big, Adam. These guys don't really know what to expect. They do know, however, in order to pass, you need a push.
I thought that was Brennan Gaughan leading, but it's the
Reddick
Henry.
getting aggressive there with his teammate. Reddick in the white number 9 for Junior Motorsports, running for Rookie of the Year. The teammate I referred to, the 5 of Michael Annett. And another car from Junior Motorsports they team with right in front of him on that inside lane, that bright orange, the 7 of Justin Allgaier. Lap 1 to the pole sitter, the 21 of Daniel Hemrick. Second-year driver out of Kannapolis, North Carolina, piloting that 21 for Richard Childress.
Check out the 22 of Joey Logano. He doesn't wait around.
Damn.
When they say go, he takes off. And, you know, some of the drivers around him recognize that, Adam. And I saw him flare up and go 3 wide with him, including Jeremy Clements in that 51 car. So that's a great move by Clements.
Wonder if Jeremy Clements will get another win this season.
So what Joey's looking to do here is he's
I'm
trying
gonna
to
switch
charge
the
up
flag.
a run. And quite simply what that means is he wants to get a little
Maybe.
gap, fall in line, use the draft to build up some speed, and then jump out of line and pass as many cars as he can. But he's got to get
I
back
basically
in
won
line
Road
as
America
quickly as
last year,
possible
so
because
I'm
his
feeling
run will stall back out
He
when
also
he loses
ran.
the
Got to
draft.
see both of the guns rails. Why'd they tell you that?
Race car driver, so he's going to try to island hop
They tell you
one
that.
position at a time.
This has got to be concerning for the competition. Rear of the field to top 15 in 2 laps.
Gotta meet Mia Khalifa.
Unbelievable how fast this race car is.
Muting
And the
Mia
spotters
Khalifa?
have to be on the radio saying protect the high side. You got one coming, but he's coming so fast, guys can't get out there in front of him in time.
Joey outside of the 98. That's Eric Almirola. Daniel Suarez in
Oh,
the 18.
I didn't
for
realize
Champions Racing.
Almirola was
3 of
just
the
still with
drivers
the
pulling double
98
duty
team in
on this special
Xfinity.
weekend here
Yeah.
in Daytona. And another of our
He's
double
with the
winners,
Ozzy.
Kyle Larson, 42, won 3 times last year, making the high side work. Outside the pole sitter, Daniel Hemrick, who got real close to that double yellow line, almost slipped up there.
That win to turn 4.
Kyle Larson
it's gonna be
marching,
tough for these
boys.
guys today, and I think that's part of a factor what you just saw there.
Damn, Logano.
Brad, we got to tell these
on
drivers
a
to get
wheel.
up in front of Joey. He's already inside.
Top 10, 3 laps.
Amazing. That's very impressive.
I would have lost the bet on how many positions he could get in the first 10 laps of this race. He's really got a fast race car. On board here with Ryan Truex, driving the 11 for Colleague Racing in 2018.
I'm pulling for the 11, the 1,
Real quick, and he knows that he's got some
and
speed built up. He's going to use that run right here to take pass on Spencer Gallagher on the top and try to bring in
7.
from the third lane, just like you were talking about, Michael.
No! Gets him a little bit loose off of 4 there. You could see Ryan wiggle.
Jesus. The man was sideways.
Okay, push you out in front of him by 1. He's going to get a push from the 18 back to you. 1 back, half back, getting a push back to you.
You wouldn't believe how fast Joey's car makes those
Bye,
other
Joey.
guys
Bye, Ryan Truex.
And watch when he gets into the back of Ryan Truex coming off turn 4.
3 wide down the back straight away.
His car.
No, here. 23 has no help in the middle.
Whoa. That was just a very light push.
Keep out from here.
Did he for sure touch him there, Brad?
Oh, yeah, for sure. But with the wind being right there in the track and the corner, the way it is right there, that is going to be the danger spot today.
You can lose control of your car off that corner without a push. It's just
Absolutely.
It flattens out quickly and it gets loose there.
And another thing we're noticing, as these guys are all 3 wide, they have slowed down the high lane. Tyler Reddick falling back. He was leading just a few laps ago, but without that help behind him, he's fallen back.
Great job by Spencer Gallagher early in this race, maintaining a top 10 running position. He's in 7th right now.
Joey Logano.
Joey Logano, hopefully learning from Joey Logano. Experience is a real factor here at Daytona, and Spencer doesn't have a lot of it.
3 wide, and at the bottom, that's the one of Elliott Sadler, won both Stage 1 and Stage 2 a year ago. And we've been celebrating Joey Logano's
Damn, who's the 60?
How about the 3 of Austin Dillon? He too started at the back, driving his
Cindric.
way inside the top
He's
15.
everywhere in the middle.
Scored 11th right now.
Brad, you know this, with 3 wide and the way these cars are pushing all over each other, these tires are starting to get some heat in them. They'll really start to slip and slide.
Absolutely.
Look at that 23.
The 23. Oh, and the 60, Austin Cindric.
Whoa.
He's in the middle. He's got the least amount of error on the car possible, and that's the slick spot on the racetrack off of turn 4. That's a tough spot to be in.
And
Good save.
Adam, what happens there when you get in that position and you get loose, you learn from it. If
Burger
you spin
5
out,
versus
you crash,
Fitzgerald
you're gonna be over,
Gliders.
but when you get loose, you learn, and you make sure you don't put yourself in that position again.
I don't know what the plan was, Jamie, but from the rear of the field to 5th in 6 laps, I'd say so far so good for Joey Logano.
I think that was exactly his plan. He wanted to go up top, get a couple drivers to go with him. And you know, Adam, standing backstage pre-race with Joey, watching driver after driver come up and talk to Joey about racing here and about his plan, he said, man, I feel like Dale Earnhardt Jr. here. It's pretty cool. And now you see why.
Well, one of the things Joey's got
Hey,
working for him
Truex is up
there's
to
been a
7.
wheel change to these cars this year.
Now he's back to
Small
8.
alteration on the front fascia of the cars. And what that's done is
Michael Annette making potentially dangerous
to
moves.
what the Cup cars have drove like for the last 2 or 3 seasons. And Joey has a tremendous amount of experience in how those cars drive. And the rest of the field is catching up and trying to learn it in real time at 200 mile an hour.
What are your impressions of Daniel Hemrick? Started on the pole, has led every lap, seems to be really managing the field. Actually, Larson edged him on one of those circuits, but he has really balanced the rear view mirror and the windshield pretty good in the early going.
He has. He's done a great job, but now Joey Logano's given Kyle Larson the push that he needs to take him to the front.
I jinxed him. There's Larson in the lead.
and the outside lane's coming with Joey Logano, and this is where we're really going to see that Cup experience pay off.
And there you see the Cup experience of Logano in the green car, but right behind them, a couple of Xfinity new guys, and they're just trying to absorb all they can off of what Joey Logano does, where he puts his car, how he makes those moves. Oh, and you see again,
the 60.
Big outside.
That's twice. You don't get 3 times a lot of times.
He's going to be in trouble coming off this corner, right in the middle. Ooh, and everybody in front behind him saw that, right, Michael? So now everybody is just going to leave him hanging. They don't want to be around a guy who's loose.
Oh, Jesus, he's everywhere.
Couple of rookies side by side. On the bottom, the 9 of Tyler Reddick. In the middle, we mentioned Austin Cindric in the 60. Outside, 18, Daniel Suarez.
Daniel Suarez.
Coming up the middle. How about the 90 of Josh Williams? He, too, had to start in the back, working his way toward the front of this field. What's the story with Austin Cindric, now 7th, Jamie?
Well, it's interesting to watch him. You know, he's only been in the Xfinity Series 1 time before, and that was a road course. This is his first oval race, and a guy who knows all about him is Brad Keselowski. And Brad, what is it like for him to be dealing with this kind of track at this
He's
speed?
so loose! Oh, he's wrecking!
Oh, no.
Big trouble.
Yeah, we talked about a couple of slides.
Well, there goes Austin Cindric.
Christopher Bell out, too.
And it finally did.
He was very loose. Very loose. Well, this is definitely not the day he was looking for, but and sometimes this is how you learn.
Yeah, I'm fine. You know what we're doing that lap 10. Sorry, guys. Not sure what I can do there.
Jinxed him.
He's going to share that 60 car in 2018.
jumped it. And he was everywhere.
But he'll run full-time for Rookie of the Year because he'll go over to Team Penske, run the 12 in 22.
Ryan Reed got damaged. Brandon Jones
here for Austin Cindric, and heavy damage as well for Brandon Jones. And another rookie, Christopher Bell, got a piece of that. Here's a look back.
So you can see this coming, Michael. That he's already loose, and if you get somebody on your right side, especially off of turn 4 with that wind blowing, you're in trouble. And he got one bobble, saved it, another bobble, and the car's just really light for him right now, and he just lost it.
You got to tip your cap to Suarez. He saw the issues that Cindric was
I'm
having.
surprised he didn't accidentally take out Suarez in the process.
Austin just couldn't keep his
He
car
took
going
2
straight.
Gibbs cars
And
down.
Brad, he said
Yeah.
on the radio, I
3.
don't really know what I could have done there. What advice would you give your
Wait,
teammate?
did they put the names now on the banner on the front of the car?
Yeah.
Huh. I don't know why they didn't. I don't know why they didn't just do that in the first place. Like, I know they did it for one season, then they went to the rear banner. I don't know. It just seems like it would make sense to have it on both.
I think it looks disgusting like that.
Oh wait, not all drivers have them. That's strange.
I go back to last year when he was competing for you.
Oh yeah, because I think just the regular guys that just had the Xfinity banners are Cup guys.
That's definitely weighs on your mind, and
I think the ones that have the white are racing for the championship, or racing for the Xfinity championship.
As fast as it can be.
Yeah.
And sometimes when you do that, they make them hard to drive.
Because their names are also on the back of the cars too.
You know, up in the top 12.
Yeah.
So that team obviously had that car trimmed out, and then as a rookie, that's knowing what positions you can be in, what positions you can't be in is critical.
Took my driver
out. He didn't necessarily
out.
pick that position. You know, Daniel
Christopher
took him
Bell.
to the outside,
Who-
but he was
fuck
in
out.
trouble, and we could see it coming. Everyone could see blood in the water, so to speak. Mike.
Ryan Reed's getting his Bondo on, you know what that means? He's gonna win
But
tonight.
this guy,
Now, if you go back, Tyler Reddick was right inside of Austin Cindric. He got a little bit of damage in this thing.
Ready, guys. We may have some sort of ignition problem. I'm going to keep an eye on it. Or something electrical.
Well, they got something beyond possible crash damage.
His damage doesn't look that bad. He's got a little wheel donut on the right side, but I think he'll be okay with that, Michael.
You always think about the impact of series regulars, guys that want to run down a championship. We know Austin Cindric done for the day. We saw Christopher Bell get torn up pretty good. We'll see if he can continue. We just mentioned Tyler Reddick. Ryan Reed, who's won this February race 2 of the last 3 years, got a little bit of damage. So did the 19 of Brandon Jones. Brandon last year on the pole, driving for Richard Childress Racing, the third-year driver out of Atlanta, Georgia. This year, piloting the 19 for Joe Gibbs.
I want to tell you, though, Ryan Reed did an amazing job of not piling into that crash. Just steady and calm and got it his way through. That's probably why he's won here a couple of times. Jamie, what's happening?
And Daniel Suarez in the pit box right now. All the Gibbs guys pitting, checking the car. They're giving a thumbs up. Very slow there, Matt.
And a great run by Austin Dillon from the back to the front. Chassis adjustment, big swing across the back. You can see.
I think Suarez is fine. Suarez never got in there.
Remember, now the carrier makes the swing.
The only damage Suarez got was like maybe a donut or two on the driver's side door, but that was it.
6-5 guys going over the wall to service these vehicles in 2018. Almost halfway through the opening stage at Daytona, and under caution for the first time, a crash involving
One Roush car takes out all of the Gibbs cars.
Closed captioning is brought to you by Kijiji, your engine to search for a next to new car.
I do find it funny that they were talking about him as the wreck, right before the wreck happened, and then he screwed it up.
Toyota Trucks. Seeing opportunity where others don't is an active truck.
You've always seen things your own way. You look a little deeper, see what others... Someone who sees the world your way. Choose to see the world on an Avalon River cruise, where you'll find views as expansive as your own and experiences that are unexpected, unpretentious, and utterly unique, just like you. Visit your travel agent or avalonwaterways.ca to guarantee your stateroom now.
Pinty's Chicken Wings, just like you get at the pub. Official sponsor of the Calgary Flames in Cowtown. Pinty's.
Sorry, I'm watching this video. Yeah, it was a pretty good little first run, I guess. What? How many laps did we get? 11?
About.
And they killed each other?
Yeah, 10.
Oh, we're back.
It's our Powershares QQQ.
The QQQ.
13 laps into this thing.
300.
By pole sitter Daniel Hemrick. The other 6 going to
Powershares QQQ.
Larson leads
Powershares
on the front
QQQ.
row. We'll get the restart as we complete lap 14. 30 laps make up our opening stage.
And here we go. 3, 2, 1. Green flag.
It's raining outside.
Good.
April showers bring my flowers. Even though it's February.
By Josh Williams, you talked about him, Adam, in the 90 car.
It's snowing here.
Joe Nemechek, third place finish last night in the truck. The old man still got it.
Trying to go back-to-back. One of 4 entries for Johnny Davis and JD.
Man, look at Joe Nemechek up there. 15 car, front row Joe.
JD Motorsports cars running competitively and up front. Thinking about Johnny today.
Yeah, lost his dad Harold yesterday. Our thoughts and prayers to Johnny, his friends and family on a tough loss, no doubt. Love to see him do good things here today.
What do you think Daniel Suarez learned from Joey Logano, Brad? Look where he's gone, straight to that third lane up there. We haven't seen that work all week.
Well, it's working now with the bigger pack size. These guys, of course, are learning the cars a little bit better, too. At the same time, I suspect you're going to see the Cup drivers really drive to the front and get there and stay there for a long time, because what we're seeing right now of the cars is that they drive so similar that experience is very valuable for them.
Are you surprised at all that Chase Elliott sits back in the 20th position? Hadn't really made a move.
Yeah, I am surprised by that. Right now, at this point in the race, though, you just need to survive. You know, you look at some of the cars that are out of the race right now. We've already got a handful out, or a number of cars that are even tore up and out of the race. To have a shot at winning, and so there's something to be said for that as well with Chase.
Chase Elliott, Ryan Truex. You saw the one there of Elliott Sadler. They're all outside the top 15. And before the break, Matt talked about the changes on how we execute pit stops. I think they had some issues when they came down for the 88.
It looks like they thought it was a 2-tire stop and then changed it to a 4.
He still hasn't got a left front tire, and I think that's one of the, that looked like it came from the right side, didn't it?
Yeah, this is very confusing.
There's Joe Nemechek we talked about.
Don't look
cheater.
Now, but who's on his outside? Daniel Suarez, and then the 86 of Brandon Brown. Great to see him doing positive things. You mentioned Josh Williams in the 90, couple of ARCA wins for the kid out of Port Charlotte, Florida. Really good stories inside the top 10. And we remind you, if you're just joining us, that 22 car piloted by Joey Logano, won here in 2011, started the back, inside the top 5 in 3 or 4 laps, and he rides third right now, maybe second that last time around.
And Joe Nemechek, I want to go back to him. Don't forget, Joe Nemechek's a 2-time winner here. He can get it done, too.
And he got it done last night. I texted him before the truck race. I said, are you going to go for it, old man? He said, oh, yeah. And he went for it. Drove up to a third-place finish, and now right up in the lead pack today as well.
You can't put a price tag on experience, right?
at Spencer Gallagher making a move to the bottom lane.
Yeah, he's done a nice job as well. And there's Josh Williams at 90.
Michael Annette finding some aggression in that high lane.
You know, Adam, you talked about
About hit
Brandon
10 to
Brown.
go and
I became a
stay.
huge fan of his.
Whoa!
Joey just working that car.
Big block, big moves and big blocks early in this race. We're only 18 laps in. We've already had a major wreck, and we're seeing big blocks.
So intense.
Big bucks, big bucks. No way, me, no way, me. Stop.
Dangers of making those blocks. They still are willing to do it.
Hey, just behind these guys, Matt Tifft in the top 10. Second-year driver, making the move to Richard Childress Racing in the offseason, driving that 2 car. He's another one that had to come from the back, but now in the 7th spot. Just over 10 laps remaining.
Logano's got him a horse.
I think
Logano is pretty quick.
Kyle Larson has taken over. Logano is there. Haven't said a lot about Justin Allgaier coming off his career best finish, driving the 7. He looks strong today.
You know, I gotta say, I'm a fan of this package for the Xfinity cars. They look a little
shit!
But yet they can move around, make passes.
Wiggle, wiggle.
All 3 grooves are available to these guys. Great job by Wayne Auten and this staff in NASCAR for the Xfinity Series with these rules. I like
Larson and Logano almost psyched each other out, and then they got it running again. 23 slowing up. Be careful, Elliott.
Some slight damage on the right front corner of the race car, so they fixed that, took their time and fixed it. But you can tell, not only is he having a great run.
Holy hell, look at Chase Elliott.
I mean, y'all ain't say nothing about that save I had. I mean, I straightened that thing right
Oh, that is Chase Elliott in the 88.
I felt like Evil Knievel there for a minute.
Oh no, this is going to be a wreck.
A little bit, but I'll tell you what, I'm nervous for him.
I don't see the 90 or the 23 like, well, never mind. They made it clean, but I'm afraid that like 23 is going to get loose and wreck him out.
I was nervous for him right here.
Austin Cindric out of the care center. He's with Regan Smith.
Tough start to the 2018 season for Austin Cindric. Dawson, we saw
Jesus, he's 6'6". Look at him.
Was your race car?
He's 6'6" and he's built like a twig.
I'd have to see how close 18 was to my door, but
Jesus, he is a monster. Mikey would look up to him and say, "Damn."
It's unfortunate the guys on the 60 car worked really hard in the offseason. I think Chase will be in the car next week in Atlanta, so hopefully they can rebound and have a solid weekend with no drama. But I'm excited to try and kick the season off strong. I mean, speedway racing. I'm sure there'll be more turn-up cars this race. It's just how it is. But I'm excited to see
go on the stage. Now to go.
And, move on to Atlanta.
It will be Chase Briscoe driving the 60 next week for the Roush Fenway organization. He mentioned Ryan. That would be Ryan Reed, who won this race 1 year ago. Top 5 at Daytona. Larson,
he's
Logano,
6'2",
Allgaier,
Austin
Suarez, and
Cindric.
Daniel Hemrick.
6'2", 6'3".
NASCAR Racing is brought to you by Toyota Trucks. Seeing opportunity where others don't is an act of...
Gotta mute the commercial breaks.
Oh, I wondered if that was the case.
What?
I wondered if Austin Cindric's father was Tim Cindric from Penske. He is.
Mm.
Oh, he's the Team Penske president.
But he's driving for rails.
You gotta find rides where you can find rides.
No, he's driving full-time Xfinity, but he's in like 3 different cars.
Yeah. Apparently, so here, according to Wikipedia, his plans are to race the 60 car, and then he's going to race the 12 and 22 cars for Team Penske to round out the full season.
Worst match of COD I've ever played. That's a good video. Okay.
Yourself better and better, and you know what you have to work on. You know your strengths and your weaknesses.
I think we're going to have to use a different technique this year than what we had last year because of the new rules.
Learning these Xfinity cars at Daytona, making the most of it.
Just heard from Christopher Bell, the rookie out of Norman, Oklahoma. Already won in this series last fall at Kansas. One of the drivers knocked out of the race in that early crash. Time now for our Ford Performance Track Facts. Ryan Reed, the headliner, winning 2 of the last 3 February races at Daytona. And would you believe, with all the drivers, the Hall of Famers that have driven in the Xfinity Series, for Jack Roush, Reed, the only one that can get one of his Xfinity cars to victory lane.
That does seem hard to believe, doesn't it?
Here we are, Larry. 5 to go.
Ryan Reed only wins at Daytona. Yeah.
Well, the car I'm looking at right now is Elliott Sadler in that one car sitting there in the 3rd position. Remember, he's one of the cars that pitted twice back on that last caution. If he can get up there and contend for these stage points, because he's pretty good right now, because of when he pitted, he can stay out and he can go to the end of stage 2 at lap 60. So he could really
look at Sadler. Here he comes. Here he comes.
Not a big part of the equation here, fellas.
And that was
Go Elliott.
Joey, what Joey had done to the field, was able to swing to the high side of the 22 car and grab that spot away. He's going for this stage victory.
Elliott's a great restrictor plate racer, and he's starting to figure out how these cars are driving and what it's going to take, and he's making the right moves.
Mentioned Christopher Bell done for the day. Regan, what's his situation?
Christopher Bell, not the start to the season that you wanted to have. First off, glad that you're okay. Do you put this day behind you and think about Atlanta already?
Yeah, going into the beginning parts of the season, we
3 to go in the stage.
So we tested Atlanta. It's one of my favorite racetracks. I'm excited.
Ooh,
to
Sadler's up to
We're gonna have
second.
a really, really fast ring Camry.
One of our championship favorites, guys. He's going to have to wait till Atlanta to get his 2nd career win.
Tough break for Christopher Bell.
He's
Look
angry.
at the track. Larry mentioned it. Elliott Sadler has worked his way to 2nd. Won both.
I gotta be honest, if I was Elliott
this
Sadler,
race
I would
a
just
year
hang
ago.
back in 2nd
Won a
place
stage here
and
last
just
summer as
2nd
well.
or 3rd and just do it that way. Because I don't want to block too much or make an aggressive move on the 42 and avoid and run into the case of wrecking myself out.
You want max points. Max.
I'd rather still be running and be in contention to win at the end of the race.
You'll have cars that backfire and make sounds like that. It'll be some kind of exhaust system failure, which isn't fatal for your day, but it sure is annoying, and it doesn't quite run as crisp as it did before.
Look at Joey. Puts the move back on Elliott Sadler.
It was like
To
Logano.
the outside of the 1 car, takes that 2nd spot away.
Here's the balance with a lap.
Oh, look at Sadler. Use the side draft.
These stage points really don't mean anything to the 42 of Kyle Larson, 22 of Joey Logano, the 18 of Daniel Suarez, because they're not running for the championship. But there's a playoff point on the line at all these stage points for guys like Elliott Sadler, Justin Allgaier, Tyler Reddick, Cole Custer. That's why they are so aggressive with 1 lap to go.
White flag in the stage.
Well, Adam, will you tell Larson and Logano
Well,
to get out of the way? It means a lot to me.
But they're still
I guess if I've got someone above me, I'd rather it be Logano, but dang, Sadler's going to be kind of left out to dry. Unless that happens. Never mind.
Presumably they will.
I just love the way he's driving this race car. So
Sadler's going to get stage points. I think he's just going to finish like 7th.
He's in the mix, so is his teammate, Justin Allgaier.
Oh, Joey going high.
Let's see if he gets
5th.
Oh, shit.
Kyle Larson's bumper just can't
Outside, inside. And with that, I think Larson's got the stage.
And it looks like he's going to win it.
Caution
Checkered flags, stage, and Sadler got 5th.
The first 30-lap stint. Logano was 2nd. Allgaier, Reddick, and Sadler the top 5. The pole sitter Hemrick was 6th. Annette, Suarez, Gallagher, and Custer all scoring points at Daytona.
I'm not really fond of the paint scheme on the 7. It looks kind of nasty.
I like it. It's better than last year. Just the plain orange card.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
And you
I
like-
don't know.
Like garbage.
What?
Why do you say I like garbage? That's a good paint scheme.
Not really. Disgusting.
It's better than the plain orange one last season.
Dude, that one is better.
Why do you It looked beautiful when it wins championship this season. Okay.
What?
I said it looked beautiful when it wins the championship this season.
Who? Allgaier?
Mm-hmm.
A washed up NASCAR driver ain't gonna win that.
Sadler will be contending for him.
Yeah, Sadler. Sadler can't win a fucking championship. He's been driving cars for what?
Man,
years?
that's messed up.
Couldn't win a cup to Xfinity. Can't win an Xfinity. What's next? Gonna go down the truck. Can't win one.
Jeff Gluck said, "Not sure we'll ever see Danica at a NASCAR track again after Sunday."
I'm very certain that is very true. Danica doesn't care about racing anymore. And I think that she hasn't cared about it in like the last 2 years now. I honestly don't see her going to any NASCAR events nor any IndyCar events. Unless she's like got a big ass paycheck in her pants to show up there and do something promotional. As a former driver. But with that money, you could be able to round up more and get someone like Dario Franchitti who actually is worth a damn.
We're back. Pit stops.
300 opening stage goes to Kyle Larson.
You can't tell me that thing looks good. That thing is ugly.
What? The two big yellow stripes? It's like a tiger!
It's not a yellow stripe. It's corn.
No, it's not. It's a corn.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of things.
It's corn.
If it's corn, then I'm gonna say it's ugly. If it's not corn,
it is corn.
Okay,
Corn has been on his car the whole time.
Is the number got corn in it?
I don't know. Look, it's corn.
Oh my god, it is. Ew,
God,
why?
it's ugly.
I just thought it was yellow stripes.
Thank you, Jamie. Elliott Sadler has made his
Brand has nothing to do with corn.
Got his tires under the first caution. No tires here. Gains track position, and he wins the battle off pit road.
Let's see what he thinks about all that.
Yay, Elliott.
Washed up driver.
Hey, don't talk bad about my man. He's sad.
I don't care.
Who do you want to win the Xfinity Championship in?
No one. I just watched the watch.
You don't get any tires, buddy. How do you feel about being out front on old tires?
That's true. He does just watch the watch. Garrett Smithley's the leader. That's who I want to see win the championship.
But I don't pull for these washed up cup drivers.
I mean, what? I guess you feel the same way about like guys like Hornaday and Sprague and Benson and Skinner, who went back down to the trucks and did well.
How about a Daytona spin and win? Have fun, my buddy.
I mean, I think a good reason why some of these guys end up being washed up, as you say, is because they got rushed up to the Cup Series too quickly. Or, in the Cup Series, their cars were just crap. Sometimes it's not the issue of the driver, it's the issue of the team or the issue of the equipment.
It is true, though, about Sadler not being able to get a championship. He's choked like 7 times.
Yeah.
That's sad.
Just $5?
Yeah. Can't win against rookies.
Oh,
what is he gonna do? Go to KMN now?
Yes. I'd watch.
And he's gonna lose to 16-year-old.
I mean, when I look at Elliott Sadler's Cup career, it's like
God, that'd be hilarious.
He ran with the Wood brothers back in 99, 2000, I think all the way up to 2002. Wood brothers was crap. I mean, they won at Bristol, but they really didn't do anything for a championship. Went with Robert Yates Racing. Their heyday was in the 90s.
He had some races with them, though.
Well, yeah, but he won 2 races with them back in 04, which was good, but...
He won one in, like, 06, because he was on the cover of 07, Victory Lane.
No, he didn't. I looked this up last night. I had a discussion with someone about this. Sadler only has 3 Cup victories.
Where was that
Bristol
photo
in
taken
01.
then? For NASCAR 07 of him in Victory Lane.
They just put him in. They just put him as the cover athlete. I still wonder why he's the cover athlete of the game. Yeah, Sadler won Bristol in 01. He won Texas in 04, and then he won California in 04, and that was his last Cup win. Ran with them in 05. I think he ran with them in 06. 2007 onward, he went to race for Richard Petty Motorsports / Gillette Evernham, and their team was sunk. And then with no more Cup rides for a full-time campaign that could be actually productive, he dropped down to the Busch Series. But it was at that time that that Junior Motorsports had an opening, so, you know, it works.
It's weird because in 07, the game he's on the cover of, there's like pictures of him in Victory Lane.
Yeah, that never happened.
Oh, he won like 4 poles in 06. That's probably where they got the photos for Victory Lane. That's gay. I thought he actually won one because I just remember that from that game of him in Victory Lane with trophies.
Nope. I remember watching the Texas race and seeing him barely beat out Casey Kane there, I think it was.
Coupons.
I think it was Casey Kane that he beat at Texas. And then I remember watching the last tiny bit of the night race at California, and he won that too.
What went on last year? You think about Elliott Sadler. He did not win a race, but he won the regular season points, and a lot had to do with stacking those stage points throughout the regular season.
I miss Elliott with the beard. He was cool back then.
Number 1, Adam, back to you guys.
Stage 1 is complete. Now you kind of, as a driver, know what you have. Does it change how aggressive you are in stage 2? We're about to go green.
I think absolutely. You've got a feel for the car. Adam, you got a feel for how the race is laying out. You know, got one early wreck. You've kind of figured out what drivers know what's going on, what drivers are maybe still trying to figure it out for yourself. And I think now's the time where you really get in a rhythm. And if you've got the speed like Elliott Sadler says he does, you try to get to the front and run away.
Just call me a stage fan. This stage racing is awesome. Seeing these crew chiefs use strategy. The drivers fight for every position coming to lap 30, lap 60. This is good stuff today.
Few drivers lost a ton of track position on that exchange of pit stops. One of them, Joey Logano, from the top 5 to 16th on the restart. Let's listen to the spotters as we go green in stage 2.
Make it 3-way. 5 staying with you. 21 and 3 line up bottom lane. Right in front of him. The 18's got room in front of him. The second car in front of you. He's got a half car length double. Got a half car length behind you. He's got help out back. That's your quarter. That's your bumper. Clear bottom. Clear bottom. Bumper outside bumper. Help will come back to you right here. The guy on your outside doesn't have a pusher yet. It's closer. Your pusher's closer than his. 98 is not clear. 2x2. You're 1 back. Bottom lane closest now. Still bumper. Still bumper. 22 closing on you now. Inside. 3. 88 following on the high side. There you go. 88.5 lined up with you. 1 back. Help on the bottom. 1 back. Leave right middle. Looking for 2. Only 1. That's all you need.
Hey, look, Michael Lennett, 17.
Yeah.
Crash.
He's behind Ryan Reed. He's got a parachute on his nose.
I think Ryan Reed's probably faster than.
Here comes Joey Logano back to the front.
21 and 3 on the inside lane. 5 and 23 on the top lane. No help right now. 23. All the help with you though. 00 middle by itself. good help with you. You are clear. Middle. Outside. Outside lead now, 3 wide middle. Good work, bud. 3 wide behind you, 4 car lengths back. You're still bottom.
4 car lengths. Eddie the Hart finally came in. 4 car lengths back.
Yourself.
He's got that thick New York accent.
Brad, I love hearing the personalities of the spotter. You can just tell how calm and collected they are. But if I'm you, the driver out there in your number 2 Ford, you ever feel like just saying, could you just be quiet? I need to think about this. Could you just be quiet for a minute?
You want to, but the spotters are
I hope that 7-car wrecks. I don't want to see it on my screen.
In this pack that you need, because
Why? Because it has corn on it now?
No, I just don't like the car. It's ugly.
You're going to see it every Saturday.
I mean, these moves are happening so fast.
Well, thank God I don't watch every nationwide race.
And his car's a little bit sideways.
You'll see it every Sunday.
That's really impressive.
I just want
He
to
doesn't
remind
even
you
race.
tomorrow when you're racing, your
Crash
spotter's
too.
about a half a mile away from you when you go into turn 3. So it's really difficult for these guys.
I didn't want to hear that, Michael.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I want to believe he's right there and he can see everything perfectly.
Kyle Larson's led 28 laps today. He won stage 1. The only other driver to lead in that first stint, our pole sitter, the 21 of Daniel Hemrick, but he's a little deeper in the field now, Matt.
Talking a lot about youth in this field, but also on the spotter stand. Daniel Hemrick's spotter, Brandon Lyons, has never spotted at a super speedway before until today, but he will be with Daniel all season. So
when I first saw the 21, I thought it was pretty cool.
High atop the spotter
Why?
stand in this type of racing, which
South
is so
Point?
quick, he has to be so
You don't keep
concise
up?
with the terminology
No.
and how he breaks
Not with
down how the
Xfinity.
cars are making runs at that 21.
It's not that hard.
And you're riding on board with the 11 of Ryan Truex, the new
I didn't want to know about
place
Truex
that
because
you'll
all
see
that
full-time this season.
shit
Of course, he's the
happened.
younger brother
Yeah.
of our Cup Series champion Martin Truex Jr. Ryan told me that he's had so many opportunities in his career, so many fell through. He did not truly believe that this was going to be his team and his car until he got to the garage on Friday and saw his name on the car. Doing a nice job here. Car has been good. Took fuel only on the last stop, Adam.
Kind of reminds me a little bit of another late bloomer, his older brother, Martin Truex Jr., who is the defending champ in the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series.
Adam, Brad's about to have a fit up
Yeah,
here.
Corey.
When Joey made that run, Kyle
You know how all the drivers blame the equipment that isn't doing good and stuff? You remember when Kurt Busch got into the Furniture Road car? Dude, that nigga, he's the one that brought up that damn team.
Yeah.
End of the first stage.
They put Kurt Busch instead of Regan Smith. Kurt Busch put that shit in the top 10 in points.
Logano there in second, side by side for third.
Regan got him their first win. Kurt got him in the top 10, and then Truex got him for their champion.
Yeah. Regan Smith never finished better than 24th in points.
No.
It took Truex a few years, but he did a good job. I gotta be honest, with Truex's age and everything like that, I could possibly see him finishing out his career in the 78.
You know, it's funny.
He was pretty much the best driver for like the previous 2 years. Even back when he was in the Chevrolet, he was still probably one of the best.
Yeah.
And he was an RCR equipment.
There, the driver's doing
Ooh,
double duty.
Truex.
Great success today. A third of
2015, he was an RCR. Remember the 78 was Chevrolet?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Couldn't win a race.
I wouldn't say he was the best. I wouldn't say he was the best, to be honest.
Proud sponsor of the NASCAR Pinty Series.
I thought 2016 was when he couldn't win anything.
They were the first MLS club to win.
It was that, but he only 2016 he won a water race.
Yeah, 4.
Now, Toronto FC chases
2015 he won a Pocono
League trophy against the
Yeah.
best teams from North America. Absolutely incredible. With the winner.
He always drove really bad cars to like good finishes, though.
From around the globe.
Even when he was at MWR, he was like running up the front.
Champions League. Round of
I wouldn't say they were bad cars though.
Toronto FC on TSN.
You can't say they're bad cars. Clint Boyer fucking drove those cars too.
Yeah, but he was there before Boyer was. That's when they was poor.
Still, they weren't bad cars. The 55 wasn't a bad car, and that shit was running top 10 too.
They were pretty bad for a couple years.
Not really.
When they first
Truex has been with the following teams. So he was with DEI from 04 through technically 2009. 2010 through 2013, he was at MWR. And then 14 through present day, he's been with Furniture Row.
Yeah, Corey, you idiot.
What?
He was there in 2010, bitch.
Yeah, 2010, they had a horrible season.
Yeah, but you said he got the worst car because he was there the latest.
Who?
That's what you said.
No, I said when Boyer got there, that's when the team got better.
No, you said that Martin Truex Jr. had the worst car out of all of them.
No.
That's what you said.
Michael probably had the worst car. In 2010, Michael probably had the worst car. Michael was still racing in 2010? No, Ruderman had the worst car. Actually, I don't know.
I'll look it up.
Ruderman did have some wins. 2010 and 2011.
Yeah, lucky as wins.
He went to Chicago, and then he killed Kyle Busch in the chase. I remember that. Fucking killed his suspension. That was a fun race. Fun times. His first year at DEI was probably when they had the best equipment.
He did the worst.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, you know who was getting the best car in that stable.
Yeah, so?
Opening race for the NASCAR Xfinity Series.
There's not, in the team, there's not only just one good car and all of them are shit.
Yeah, in 06 and 07, they gave the worst car to Menard.
Second stage. Chase
Or
Elliott
06
has
and
made
05.
his way to the front in that 88 car. Logano was there, Ryan
Exactly.
Reed, and Spencer Gallagher.
No, he got the worst car in 06 and 07, because he was in 07 too. And 08.
Chase Elliott. He didn't really block.
So you didn't say he had the worst car.
I think Joey's going high, moved up, and his run was cut off. But wow, Brad, these guys are so aggressive.
The bottom's tight.
Very aggressive.
Here's the fact of the matter: for as long as Truex has been in the series, he's got only 15 wins, and most of them came last season.
Did have an early crash, lap 13, took out two of our championship contenders, Austin Cindric and Christopher Bell, and since then the two of Matt Tifft has also had an issue. Regan.
Yeah, Matt Tifft hit pit road for 4 tires. He thought he had a right front tire going down. The crew is trying to diagnose that right now.
He did so under green. So he's one lap down. If he could somehow stay in that position.
Oh shit, Chase Elliott,
the free
no way.
pass at the end of this second stage, get back on the lead lap. New leader at Daytona, Chase Elliott to the front, able to get around the 42 of Kyle Larson, and look who's behind him. Outstanding day for the 23 of Spencer Gallagher.
This is Spencer's Xfinity race of his career. His best finish is 8th here at Daytona back in 16, but this is as strong as I've ever seen him. That GMS team, oh, God, that's close side drafting. That GMS team that Spencer drives for, Adam.
Michael's reaction. Oh, God, that was close.
Won the truck race 1-2 last night, and now running right up front in the Xfinity Series.
Can Mikey just please go away?
I love
Really
Michael.
doing a nice job.
Michael was interesting and kind of cool to see on TV back when it was like truck racing with Rick Allen and Phil Parsons. Now he's just like,
It's very hard to predict, and eventually cars get just far enough
tired,
beside each other
Mikey.
where they hook each other and wreck. So lane changing is very, very nerve-wracking for a driver when you get up towards the front.
Really, like, Kyle Busch is probably the best driver in this time era.
Almirola made his presence
Who?
known early in
Kyle
stage
Busch?
2.
Kyle Busch is the best driver in
the guy
what?
that won here a couple of years ago.
Of this era?
Now, Adam, Kevin Harvick's Cup pick
In
really
NASCAR?
maximizing
What
every
era are you talking
opportunity
about? From
to shake off the
2010 to
rust
now?
and get reps. Pulling triple duty. Last night they pitted a truck utilizing last year's impact gun, but with a new 5-man roster. Just trying
21st
to work out the
century.
kinks on that today. They've got the 2018
What the hell are
impact
you
gun,
even
the
talking
5-man
about?
roster.
So
Since
you're
we started
saying,
racing, bitch.
Openings. Just trying to get through this new process.
so 2005 to present day.
Or pretty much.
Saying Kyle Busch is the best driver? You're forgetting about Jimmy Johnson.
2017 gun.
Okay, that's Jimmy Johnson based on championships, though.
But he also has 2 Daytona 500 wins. He's also won it at Dover, Martinsville, Bristol.
I'm talking about a driver, not only Cup.
Oh, you're talking about all-time NASCAR.
Yeah, that's why I said NASCAR. I never said
What do you
Cup.
need to specify?
I said NASCAR.
When most people think NASCAR, they think of the Cup
Okay,
Series.
I think I would give it a tie. I'd give it a tie. Jimmy and Kyle. Kyle based off his wins in all 3 series and everything, and Jimmy for his 7-timers.
I hate admitting both of these things, but yeah. Because I don't like either one of them.
I'm starting to actually like Kyle Busch.
I don't think I'm ever gonna like him.
I like that.
I tried.
I like that he talks shit. That's why I like him.
I feel like I was back in school.
I don't mind if he talks shit about the sport, but he acts like an ass sometimes.
That's what I like about him. Like, especially when he called out the youth movement.
Well, he's being a dumbass with that statement. Does he forget that he started racing in like stock cars when he was like 17, 18 roughly?
He has a point though, because NASCAR really never gave him that same platform back when he started.
Times change. I mean, who would have expected Facebook and Twitter and Snapchat and all these other different things to exist back then? They didn't.
Because his first year in the Cup Series, they got rid of the Gillette Young Guns, so he wasn't a part of that.
I didn't realize that.
I mean, they were there, the commercials were there, but NASCAR wasn't like saying, hey, these guys should be in the commercials. It was Gillette picking them, so like Carl Edwards, Ryan Newman, and all those guys were still in them. And Newman was like in his almost 30s at the point.
Yeah.
Being in the Gillette Young Guns, but Kyle and Denny and... I can see where he was coming from because he didn't get the same, like, hey, that's not, you don't want to pull for... Because in his era, when he started, it was Junior, Gordon, Johnson. Hey, these are our big guys. Tony Stewart, pull for these guys. Like, NASCAR was putting all their efforts behind them. And then, now when they retire, you're thinking, oh, because like when Rusty and all them retired from the other era, they were like, oh, pull for Junior. Here's Jeff Gordon, he was around back then. Here's an up-and-comer, Jimmy Johnson. Pull for him. And then when all of those, the new guy, or the Junior, Gordon, Stewart, all them retired, Kyle, Denny, and all them were like, okay, here's our time where they're going to say, hey, go with these guys. But instead, they're like, nah, we'll forget these guys. Go with Ron Blaney, Bubba Wallace.
Well, I think maybe part of their personality has also turned a good chunk of people off, too. Plus, I mean, I don't know. The sport's been stupid in years, so it's like... I don't know. It's just like, with Kyle Busch, just go out, race, and show him what you're made of, and... I admit he's a good racer, I just hate his personality.
That's why I'm starting to like him, is because of all that shit. And especially when he was talking about when they told him, like, oh yeah, you can only drive... They were going to make that rule, you can only drive like a certain amount of truck races, and then he was like, I'll just take my whole fucking team out then.
Yeah.
Because I'm giving $10 million to each fucking truck, I'm going to fucking take my whole team out. There's no point in me having a team. And we're back racing here at Daytona.
I think Chase Elliott, unless something happens to him, I think he's going to win this stage. I'm looking in the race stream that we're watching. There are so many people who are saying like he's going to choke away the stage win. I don't agree.
Gets Kyle Larson a little bit loose and gets just close enough to break the plane of his rear bumper, grab that side draft, and charge the lead.
Larson might have been taking notes because I think he wanted to return the favor here, Michael.
And Adam, Brad, these guys, you think, why do they care about leading this lap? Why don't they just ride? They've got to learn. They've got to understand how to get back just enough, get the right...
Top 5 Law Cup, guys.
Put that in the brain.
Chase, Larson, Logano, Almirola, Suarez.
Later in the race.
Well, yeah, of course you want to show
now Sadler.
Best too. That's part of being a race car driver.
Sadler's no Cup guy.
Make a very similar move.
He's
top
fifth.
of 3 and 4, then drop
He no Cup guy.
No, he just took 5th one.
At the time when Corey was saying that, it was nothing but a top 5 of current cup drivers.
Come on, Logano, get up there. Get by him. Come on, Larson, push him.
This is where it gets really hairy, Michael. All this lane changing. Eventually, somebody changes lanes. When someone gets right up to them,
go Elliott.
That's when the wrecks happen.
Half lane higher.
Listen to that 88 radio. So much to manage.
Got the line. Lawson's holding off 2 lanes. 2 back you, bottom.
Oh, he's going up.
Crossover, Logano, low, high, nothing doing. 3 remaining stage 2.
3 to go. I'm afraid if they keep doing that, they're going to end up like wrecking. There's going to be just like the ever slightest contact, and everyone from the 88 on back is going to get wrecked out.
We're not even halfway. This will get you in trouble.
The end of stage 2 will be halfway.
It's no coincidence, Adam, that 4 of the top 5 are cup racers. 5 of the top 6.
3 of the
Oh, Larson's grinding. Larson's trying to get by him.
3 of those 4 have won here at Daytona.
Yep. Oh, be careful, Elliott. 2 to go.
Majority and tight on you.
Can you imagine Chase Elliott having to digest all that?
Want to go at the line to the brake first.
He's doing a good job at it. He's got a lot of help from the spotter here, too, as you can hear.
Are you truly comprehending every word and then managing it, putting it to good use on track?
That's what you have to do. You're not going to win these races without getting it. He's got a good push right
Ryan
now.
Truex is doing well. He's just kind of hovering in the top 10. Which is good. I mean, he's getting points and getting good runs for what will be a good championship if he does well.
Roll off of Chase Elliott to hopefully get a run, or is it all just rolling off the gas?
You know, every driver uses a little different.
White flag.
So it's hard to say exactly what he's doing, but mostly what you're seeing him do is change lanes to, wow, quick lane change there.
Oh boy.
Charge the cars up. That's why they're changing
Well,
lanes. Is they're trying to
Sadler's gonna get hung out to dry.
Huge run.
Wow.
Danny Suarez coming.
11 having a good finish to stage 2. Final lap in our second stage at Daytona.
Top's going to come back at you, reforming.
Chase Elliott out front.
What happened to Joey? Did he get loose and just fall back?
Well, he was trying to charge his run up by slowing down, and when he did
And around turn 4
and took advantage
to the line. Almirola is going to get second. Chase Elliott's going to win stage 2.
Kyle Larson. Stage 2 belongs to Chase Elliott in the 88, driving for Dale Jr.
What a big drop for Sadler. Top 5 to 15th in 1 lap.
Series regular collecting points. Way to go, Spencer Gallagher. He was 5th.
I like this. It's a good package.
This is pretty good.
PNTs, baby back ribs. I'm hungry. 00 also got a new font, which I like.
What?
00 Xfinity car got new font this year.
Oh.
Oh.
34, the forced driving course offered, right? 1974, Richard Petty wins his first Daytona 500.
His fifth, stupid.
Daytona 500. And Bill, in 85, wins his first Great American Race. How about that?
That's a big day.
All of that on February 17th. And today...
Was Chase even born?
2018. No.
Chase wasn't born until
And
1990.
Stage 2 belongs to...
5, I
the
think?
aformentioned Chase Elliott, who's had a good afternoon in the Xfinity Series.
Now, do they ring the siren
Let
for
me
a
check.
stage?
I don't think so.
No, you got to have the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 1995.
Dawsonville, Georgia,
He's
the home
really
of
close
the
to the same
Elliott
age as I am.
Clan.
Yes.
And the Dawsonville Pool Hall, where every time an Elliott wins a race, and we found out last night, if you're from Dawsonville and win a race, Spencer Davis was competing last night in the Truck Series.
They'd ring it for him, too.
They're going to ring it.
Really? That's great to know.
They rang it 2 years ago.
We love race
Chase
fans.
was able to win.
We love race fans that really care about their hometown guys like Dawsonville, Georgia. Way to go, guys.
Got to celebrate it.
Yeah.
So we have seen very...
They ring a
good
fucking
strategies
fire
so far
bell.
today. The top 5 at the end of stage 2. Chase Elliott, Eric Almirola, Kyle
Who's
Larson,
in the
Daniel
booth today?
Suarez, Spencer
Brad,
Gallagher.
Mikey, who else?
Adam Alexander.
They are headed your way, Matt.
Now I know why he makes so many mistakes. Why there's so many mistakes.
They're going to take 4 sticker tires on this stop, so that way they can do some scuffs on that last stop. Meanwhile, the 98 of Eric Almirola, a little free, especially when someone is shoving him from behind. Air pressure change on that car.
I'm gonna mute my mic. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
He just doesn't have a whole...
I love
Oops.
We're all thinking, oh my goodness, this is crazy racing. I got to know, what's it like from your seat?
It's been a pretty fun day. These guys are really aggressive, and the majority of the guys that are racing tomorrow are being extra aggressive this afternoon. So I'm having a lot of fun with them. We'll try to stay up front or get back up front and see what the rest of the race has to offer.
Well, congratulations on your Stage 1 win.
So I think if we can get there, I do believe we can, but just a matter of getting there first.
I'm back.
4 tires on that pit stop versus 2 on the last stop. Do you think that's going to help your
back.
car drive a little better, or is it driving good as it is?
Yeah, I think 4 is a good call. I think a lot of guys took 4 just then, so trying to open up opportunities.
They got another 60 laps of race from here to go.
10-4.
Ain't nobody there for the Xfinity race. They need to tear that fucking $40 million grandstand to the ground.
Hey, and he said it.
You're not wrong. I mean, I have a good feeling that probably...
And everyone gonna have to come down pit road one more
I don't know
time.
how much money
The
they
final
spent
stage next
to
at
do
Daytona.
this, but it was definitely...
It's that time, y'all.
Their seating has not been used that greatly. Just wait, in a few years they're gonna put CGI people in the stands. They're gonna repeat like the same person 50 times and just layer it where there's missing seats. Is that my voice?
No. Something else.
I feel like
And if you like window shavers. Oh, there's something I haven't said today. Let's not thought about it.
What?
It has to wait till we're back to green flag.
Okay.
Say it.
I have to wait till we go green flag.
For what?
For the thing I haven't said today.
Just say it.
No. Don't. Not that.
It was funny. It was funny the first time. Second time it was funny. The third time is stupid.
What? What? My neighbor?
That one is fun. That one's worse too.
What did you think? I was gonna say green flag, my neighbors.
Right.
No, you were gonna say something else.
No.
No. What was I gonna say?
I was gonna say neighbor.
Shut up.
I know what you're gonna say. You're gonna say the letter rip tater chip. I'm sick and tired of it.
Having a fuel pressure issue in qualifying. They changed out those
like
fueling components and he had to start in the back of the field. Well, just before the end of that stage, on the backstretch, under green, his motor shut off. You see it right there. What the heck? Motor shut off. It came back on like nothing was wrong. So it's certainly something they're
Joey
keeping an eye
apparently
on.
has a
Looks like they
motor
didn't work out
issue.
those gremlins quite yet.
Hey, Jamie, I'll bet you $100 he didn't say what the heck. I'm going to bet you $100 on that.
You know, we just have to edit those things.
I know Joey pretty well, and it could have gone either way.
It might have been a heck, right?
It might have been.
Yeah,
Oh, Michael,
I think he said what the heck.
Stupid.
In a bad light.
I also think he said what the heck.
Pacing the field today here
I don't think I've ever seen him say what the fuck.
Toyota Camry XSE. And I will say, the pace car should be good on fuel because he hasn't had a lot of work today. Had the one early issue and a caution at the end of
There's
stage
still
one.
55 to go, buddy.
Oh,
that
did I
was
speak
way
too soon?
early, my friend.
Here we go, boys.
Going to be 54 laps remaining. When we go green at the
green flag.
Daniel Hemrick out front. Let's crank it up on FS1.
Oh, we're cranking it. There's just 60 laps in this race.
50.
Almost 50. I feel like
I'm closer to you than me.
I feel like we're gonna see a single file train here in a couple of laps.
I wouldn't disagree with that. What if they just did like 4 stages or something?
God, they went by that one camera and that bitch was shaking. Here we go. Baja.
Cross the line.
Damn, we're still cranking them.
Adam, I thought it was really interesting how Eric Almirola picked the top lane on the restart. We've seen for quite some time. Got a great push from Joey Logano, cleared to the lead, but that hung Joey out on the top.
Oh, 21 about killed the field.
Oh, he's going to make a big 3-wide move, and he's just now got to Chase Elliott. Remember, those two drafted to
Here comes Larson to the lead.
And Larson going to the inside of that 42 of Eric Almirola, put Larson back in the lead. Maybe not for long. Logano
Almirola's car is nice.
from the 88 of Chase
Yeah.
Elliott.
That's a good looking car, not the 7.
You know, Adam, I thought after stage 2, maybe we calm down and get toward that finish. These blocks
I like the 98. I just wish there was just a tiny bit more difference in color to it. Like, I don't know, just like one additional inkling of color in it just to make the number pop a little bit more. Kind of blends into the background.
Chase Elliott for sure winning stage 2, Kyle Larson winning stage 1, and now Joey Logano in the lead.
Fitzgerald gliders to the lead. He's gliding.
Pay off at the end of stage 2. Free pass went to Matt Tiff, so he's back on the lead lap.
I don't know what it is, but I've always liked the DC solar paint schemes.
Yeah, Brendan Brown got a penalty for pitting and fueling outside of the box, so not a good situation for him here.
Ryan Truex also speeding on
Chase Elliott
worked his way back to the top 10 despite the penalty, and the battle for the lead is on.
Teammate just fucked him over.
Is this? Chase Elliott, Joey Logano, Elliott Sadler, all right there for the top.
Oh my God, Brian Reed with a parachute up there in fourth.
Other way on him and split him, so that hung him out. Now he's going to get split again, 3 wide in the middle.
And look at that red car, the first red car on the high side, Ryan Reed. He was involved in that accident early in the race, and now he's battling inside the top 5.
What the heck did Mikey even say? How do you just... He said accident in the weirdest way possible. He said it in the most Mikey way possible.
Of accident, somehow found his way to the front, ended up getting
Larson
his second
to the
win
bottom.
here.
I got to tell you, Chase has got to be really frustrated right here.
I don't know what it is, but for some reason I keep thinking Larson and Logano are teammates.
To take the lead and just hit a wall of air where nobody would help him.
I guess it's because it's Ganassi and Penske, and they're like the biggest names in IndyCar, and so...
They hate each other. Roger Penske would stab Chip Ganassi's throat and let him bleed out in the streets of Detroit.
Yeah, you can see right here, he slides across the front line, the green line right there, and they start.
Who's in the 86?
Brandon Brown.
Pitting out of the box.
I figured.
Right there, you saw the fuel man.
I like his paint scheme from last season more than this year.
On that race car, not even fueling the car when it's outside.
Comes Almirola and Suarez.
Penalized 1 lap.
He's 37th, 1 lap down as Brandon Brown.
And this is a new rule for this year. Now, if some of you may remember, last year we saw it in the playoffs with Jimmy Johnson where they put a lug nut on 1 stop or 1 box ahead. There was a lot of questions about that. This year, that's been cleaned up. Now you can do absolutely no work outside of your box. So the viewer was allowed to have the can engaged as the car was leaving before. No more. So this is all part of the new rules, and the Hawkeye system creates a really fair and objective way for NASCAR to police that.
And that's just a communication issue. The crew chief has to be on the ball on that one. When that car slides through, he has to call off the work. The team can't get near that car, get the car pushed back. That penalty doesn't happen.
Hey, if you went in the garage yesterday, every team would say the man to beat in this race, Joey Logano. Had the problems, unapproved adjustment, started this race in the rear. Drove up to second, lost all those positions on pit road at the end of stage 1. He was 16th. Drove to the front again. This is the first time he has led today. 5 circuits out front, the double deuce looking strong with 47 to go.
Adam, Brad and I keep hitting each other saying, there's no way these blocks are going to keep working. There's no way they can keep doing this. It's just too close.
We've been wrong so far.
We have been. But look at my buddy Clint Boyer. He says via Twitter, these blocks are ridiculous and won't last. I think I might side with Boyer on this one.
I'm with you. I'm with you, but give him credit. It's worked so far, but we still have a long ways to go. 47 laps to go in a 120-lap race.
But Joey's been so good.
Larson, oh, shit!
Oh, my goodness.
Jesus Christ, what the hell happened?
God, they about killed the whole fucking field. That was amazing, but they almost killed everybody. Oh, that'd have been dang if they did.
That made my heart race just like it did you. And Clint was nearly right. That almost did it.
The 42 was dead sideways through the tribal here that last lap, trying to take the lead. That was an amazing save he made.
Chase up the middle. After all that, Larson back in the lead. Well, maybe not. Here comes Logano. That blue
Wow, all 4 Junior Motorsports cars are lined up in the top 10.
Sadler,
ooh, here comes Sadler! Woo!
Logano said, okay, I'll go with you. That worked out, huh?
That was beautiful.
See, this is the thing about side drafting, Michael, is when the cars get really tight to each other that they have to do to side draft. Those lanes behind
that
you
was
are coming
sexy.
with the run, and if you leave a hole, they're going to take it.
I think this might be as much about just showing the other guy you got better skills than he does than it is about positioning yourself to win this race this afternoon. These guys are going at it.
Yeah, well, everybody here is trying to prove that they're the alpha dog, right? Don't mess with me. I get to the lead. Don't even try to make a move on me.
I think Sadler may be able to beat him back.
I don't want to second guess anything we're seeing here because it's highly entertaining, but isn't it a little bit early to be behaving like this? I mean, we're well over 40 laps to go in this thing.
Don't keep running like this till somebody wrecks, and then everybody will kind of calm down a little bit, and then we'll get to those last 2 laps, and we'll crank it back up.
It's just
so I have a question. If someone causes a wreck in an actual NASCAR race, do they have to serve a penalty of some sort?
Nope.
Why do we do that in sim racing then?
Respect.
Slipping and sliding.
Okay.
The trucks last night crashes. These guys are just. We said it before the race. The cars are handling better, so they're going to do crazier stuff.
62 causes a wreck. He's from the EOL.
Of the race car drivers, Michael, in this race last year, 10 cautions. We had 20 DNFs, 2 red flags, 3 cautions today.
Oh, wiggle, 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 wiggle.
Stage 1 and stage
Love
2.
the wiggles. It's my favorite.
Let me remind you this. This is the youngest starting field.
My favorite song of theirs is the one where it's mashed up with Slipknot.
What about the youth as well? These kids
cold spaghetti, cold spaghetti, cold spaghetti, spaghetti.
Came in a lap 13 accident. Rookies Austin Cindric and Christopher Bell.
Outside
of that, this has been a clean afternoon despite some dicey.
I thought the 7 was just.
Logano is in the lead. When he comes by the start-finish line this time, it'll be his 9th lap out front.
That sounds kind of hard to believe, isn't it? With all the highlights he's been today.
He's passed more cars than anybody, I promise you that.
Chase Elliott with a nice 3-wide move.
Closing on 40 laps to go for the Xfinity Series at Daytona. And to say it's been entertaining.
Powershares QQQ 300. I'm going to go ahead and mute that since it's going to commercial.
Why do you mute it?
Commercials!
You can't even hear it in your stream.
Yes, you can. I've got it
turned up. No, you can't. I'm looking at your stream. You can't hear it.
I've got it turned up. You just want me to get a copyright.
I guess.
Hell yeah.
I don't know why you muted it when you can't even fucking hear it.
You can hear it.
I'm looking at your stream. I have your stream turned on the whole time.
Turn it, to guarantee your stateroom now.
Long live grit and the will to get it done. To dig deep,
you can hear that.
To push through,
can't
pull out all the stops. And long live the Hemi, Canada's best-selling
you can.
With the power to make it happen. Ram, long live.
There, I cut it off.
Ram, get
Baby, stay forever young. Pinties.
How many people watching your stream?
2.
Me. And
I
you?
am.
Oh, there's your 2.
There's there 2. Did you like, comment, and subscribe?
Oh.
That's messed up.
I never liked videos.
This isn't a video, sir. This is a live stream.
I don't care. It's still a video on YouTube.
That hurts me. So good.
Canada, I'm not interested in hockey.
I am very interested in hockey. Oh shit, caution.
Oh, we got
An
yellow.
engine issue for him, so he will go to the garage. NASCAR
Ray
taking every
Golding.
precaution to avoid incident, so they put the yellow in the air. 2 of our 4 yellow flags today coming at stage end, and the only crash coming early on in today's race. 38 laps to go. Logano, Sadler, Elliott,
So what do you think?
Allgaier,
Is BK
Kyle
Racing
Larson,
even in the lineup on
Brad,
this
it's always
morning
great
with
to have you in the
Demavo?
booth with us, and when you're here, we love to talk about your foundation, which has done so
Even
many
if they
good
won,
things. Well, thank you very much.
even if they somehow won the thing, I don't think they could be able to pull themselves out of debt.
And that's a fancy way of saying that it's government and IRS approved, but that helps and supports our nation's heroes. You know, people have gone out to the battlefield or who have served our country domestically or even abroad and didn't come back the same way that they went out, and we want to help them, and I'm committed to doing that. And through my Checker Flag Foundation, we have a number of ways that we support our veterans and nation's heroes, and we appreciate the support of the community and race fans out there. So we've got a number of initiatives to do that. In fact, if you go to our website right now, you can find a few fundraisers we're doing with t-shirts and different things to try to raise money to help those people out, along with the donations that my wife and I, Paige, make as well. So appreciate everyone's support.
Damn, they make
and,
t-shirts.
thank you for highlighting us today.
And I just wanted to say thank you for all you do, especially when you
T-shirts
fly the
for
American flag after victory. I'm so thankful for people like you, all you do for our military, and keep up the good work.
Well, thank you very much. You know, we couldn't be here today without them, and this is a beautiful day in Daytona, and we're seeing some of the best racing in the world, and it's thanks to guys and men and women like that make it possible.
Caution out for the 4th time. 37 laps to go when they pit. What are we going to see here, Larry?
Yeah, we've run 15 laps. This will get us to the end. I think everybody will be on pit road. I know the call I would make with only 15 laps on my tires, fuel only.
This is a no-brainer call here, but you never know what we're going to see.
And go back to the drivers that got 4 the last time around. We'll see how the strategy plays out. They're there, Regan.
Yeah, Justin Allgaier heads for his pit box. He aims, gets himself in. Fuel only for Justin Allgaier and a small chassis adjustment. Matt?
Scott Rado feels like they don't have a better set of tires for Chase Elliott, so fuel only. Told him to make sure you don't slide. Elliott Sadler, the car pretty neutral. No real changes there, Jamie.
Joey Logano
I think I'm going to try and get in contact eventually with certain sponsors or so to try and get hero cards this year.
No tires, a number of others behind them coming off with no tires.
Speaking of hero cards,
as well, the restart when we come back.
Maybe it's this because we're on commercial. Speaking of hero cards, my man Blake, I'm going to send you something in Discord.
Okay.
There you go. They're all there, right there for you. You just gotta scroll down. And go to page 2.
Page 2?
You can scroll down. There's a bunch of them scrolling down. Oh, God. Oh, they added a new one, Louise.
What?
Mid-America Mortgage.
Ooh.
Mid-America Mortgage. Click and close. For Bubba Walrus. By ordering this hero card. Boy, I ain't ordering shh. Ah. No.
I assume you never got the Truex hero cards or so, did you?
No. Hold on, I'm getting a phone call.
Aggressive the drafting has been up front. That's caught my attention a couple times with some close calls. TJ Majors is doing a great job. The pit crew's done a great job to keep us up front, but it's going to be a fight to stay up there.
All right, Penske looking for their first Xfinity win, guys. We're going green.
A couple of reminders here, Jamie. Brandon Brown got the free pass. He's on the lead lap, scored 36. Daniel Hemrick caught speeding. He restarts 33rd. Up front, Logano, Sadler, Chase Elliott, Daniel Suarez, Michael Annett, 34 to go.
How would you like to be, Brandon Brown? Hey, buddy, you got a lap back. We're in good shape. Oh, by the way, we're 36.
Hey, but we've seen it happen today. You can get to the front in a hurry.
And Michael Annett just kind of slacked off.
Lap, right? Yeah, that's right.
Outside lane has worked good here for Logano on that restart.
Yeah, and that was because of Suarez. He just really did a nice job on that start. Got a good push on the back of Logano. Daniel was the key to Joey getting that run.
Let's pay off some drivers in the top 10. Ryan Truex is 6th despite a speeding penalty. Ryan Reed is there. Justin Allgaier having a good day. And Cole Custer's been quiet, top 10. Same for Tyler Reddick, the rookie.
Look at Joey Gase. He's leading that third lane up there with Spencer Gallagher behind him. So these Xfinity racers, they want to be a part of this show.
Let's give some love to Eric Almirola. He's 8th, won at Talladega last spring.
Sorry, I lost the lead there. Like I said, the 42 snookered me and side drafted me, and when it kills my momentum, it dies, it falls on its face. And it takes me a lap and a half to 2 laps to get it pulled back up.
That was prior to that last caution, obviously. Almirola going to have to work through some traffic to get back to the front.
And I'll tell you who else is going to have to work through some traffic is the 42. Kyle Larson. This is the first time I've seen him back in traffic. I'm curious if he can work his way back to the front. We've seen Joey Logano and Chase Elliott do it. Can Kyle Larson?
What's up with him, Matt?
Well, to answer Brad's question earlier, the 42 of Larson, he could be much more decisive and aggressive with his moves the last run right before that stop. He said, I need a significant adjustment. I just cannot make quick moves, which is what I'm going to need to do. Left side tires and a huge chassis adjustment on the 42.
I bet he figures it out, Brad.
I think so, too. He's a world-class race car driver, and this is his moment to shine.
He's led the most laps today, won stage 1.
Yeah, we caught a glimpse of several cars in that middle lane, Regan. They're just really dancing around back there. What's Tyler Reddick saying about his car? Is it better now?
Yeah, Michael, way back on lap 12, we heard him complain about what he thought was an electrical issue. They've gotten to the point now where they think it's actually a header with possibly a hole in it. And I know for me, that was always one of the toughest things to diagnose back when I would have that happen in the race car. Brad, it always makes you think you have power going down and gives you issues on the track.
Absolutely, Regan. It's a really peculiar sound inside the car, because when the engine blows up, it sounds the same way it does as when you have an exhaust system leak. And also, it makes the car very, very hot inside the driver's cockpit and full of noxious fumes. So no fun to deal with at all.
Adam, you're seeing the 3 wide get bigger and bigger. We were 2 and 3 rows wide, 3 wide, or back 3 wide. Now it's just most of the pack is back there 3 wide. The clock is ticking. Every lap that we wind off, the intensity level goes up, and these guys have to push.
36 cars on the lead lap. So many still in this mix. Perfect example, Brandon Brown had that speeding penalty, actually for pitting outside the box, lost a lap, got it back, and has gone from 36 to the top 15 in a couple of laps on this restart. You can make up ground, but it's not easy. On board here with Ryan Truex shooting the middle.
Did you just say 36 to 15th?
That's what I said. Make it 11th now, Michael. And the battle for the lead.
Big move here.
Sadler there. His teammate Chase Elliott, they're trying to run by Joey Logano.
Joey Logano took Chase Elliott all the way to the top of the track, which drug Elliott Sadler to the bottom to try to pass him 3 wide. And Joey came down wisely and shut the door on Elliott. Used that as a push to retain the lead. Those were big, big moves from all 3 drivers. Just incredible racing.
Joe Nemechek inside the top 10. Austin Dillon, who started at the back. Haven't heard much out of the 3 car, but he is in the mix late.
And I got to tell you, Adam, it takes nerves of steel to do this. I mean, you've got to trust the other racers. What's going on with Logano, Jamie?
Joey Logano just radioed. Motor shut off again. Motor shut off again. Obviously, it's back up to speed, but definitely concerning here in the 22 camp.
I guess we know why. Every once in a while, those behind him get a big push if the engine shuts off, huh?
Wow, that's there's a whole field. I mean, we've made it 91 laps without wrecking. I can promise you, if Joey Logano's motor shuts off in front of the whole field again, and it stays shut off, we're not going to get away with that one.
I don't see how we've gotten away with all that we have. Because they're world-class race car drivers. This is what they do, and they're doing it so well, but so aggressive.
The give and take. Start finish line, 28 laps to go. Logano up to 23 laps left. 12 lead changes today among 7 different drivers.
Jeff Green.
Whoa, Chase Elliott just a little bit late on his block there. Elliott Sadler back in line, didn't want to wreck his teammate, and he's going to use that for a push to maybe get by Joey Logano here.
Great camera work by our Fox crew. That was beautiful. That big push. Elliott's going to try to use it to get up beside Elliott. I think he's going to make it. He's going to get some help from Kyle Larson in the 42, and here comes the 1 car.
Oh, by the way, the 42 is back. Kyle Larson in the top 5. A lot of speed in that outside lane, helping Elliott Sadler in the blue number 1.
Didn't take him long, did it?
Still amazed Ryan Reed is hanging up there. Brandon Jones has resurfaced inside the top 10. He too got damage on that opening crash at lap 13.
How confident is Joe Nemechek right now? The 54-year-old from Lakeland, Florida. Third last night.
7th right now.
Won this race a couple of times. Running 7th right now in that bright red 15 car for Johnny Davis.
And his son is going to be in the field
next week at Atlanta.
John Hunter Nemechek sharing the 42 at Chip Ganassi Racing with Kyle Larson, a group that won 5 times in 2017 with 3 different drivers. And there's Larson right on cue, looking inside of Elliott Sadler. That's for the 2nd position.
And clears him. Just a really nice side draft maneuver. Used the high lane to turn 4, then got down underneath Elliott Sadler, cleared him through the tri-oval. Just really great tactics.
Looked like that 15 car of Nemechek's I was talking about nearly caught the wall coming through the tri-oval. A little high there. He's running 5th on that outside lane, getting a huge push from Brandon Jones. Brandon's doing a nice job, like you said, Adam.
Man, when these guys are going to wreck, they're going to wreck hard.
Gibbs cars didn't qualify well.
You cannot lock bumpers in the draft in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. The 1 of Elliott Sadler, the 88 of Chase Elliott teammates have been posted by NASCAR for doing just that.
Wow.
Does that mean they're getting the penalty?
What happened here, Michael?
Well, we haven't talked about this today, but
damn it.
what you spoke of earlier,
Okay,
Brad,
back marker and choker.
Won't let you generally lock bumpers, but these two
why do they not allow that? Like, I understand maybe not.
They know they can't.
Why
it isn't allowed, and NASCAR will
is that not allowed?
Brad, what we have to watch,
because
what we
tandems.
have to be so careful with right here is those two.
They created the tandems because of their stupid car. Like, that was NASCAR's decision to make these cars shitty.
These guys have to pit right now to serve their penalty. Let's see if they can do it without causing an incident.
Green flag pit stops here are not easy. They're both down on the inside.
No, because realistically, no one knew about tandems till 09. Because in the 09 Cup race at Dega, that's the first time we ever saw tandems. No one knew you could do that. Now everyone tries it.
2 of them can get hooked up and pull almost a whole second ahead of
You can only run per the NASCAR rules.
I mean, I wasn't a big fan of the tandem racing, but that was because it was the only thing that existed. I don't mind tandem racing if it helps give people a little bit of a push, but as long as they can't, like, get 7 car lengths ahead like they used to, that doesn't bother me.
They could. That's why NASCAR, if you lock bumpers, get
I would expect they'll come this time to serve their penalty. Meanwhile, at the front, Larson leading Joey Logano. Austin Dillon is there. Daniel Suarez as well. And
damn it.
The 1 and 88. Elliott Sadler, Chase Elliott making their penalty. Serving their penalty here.
That might help them, actually.
Both of these guys, Adam, Michael, they could win this race, and they're going to.
I don't see the big one happening, honestly, because there's Cup guys in front.
Look at this pack, Brad.
I see it happening because Logano's motor keeps cutting out. They're blocking crazy.
Or they could go a lap down. They're already screwed.
That's if they go a lap down.
They're probably going to go a lap down.
Typically, the cream rises to the top.
It's just a
Daytona,
drive-through.
but there are some unsung heroes.
That still is a lot of time lost.
Because I can assure you, he was not very popular on top of the pit box. Woo. That's that's going to be a controversial call. We're going to hear about this one for a little bit. I suspect after the race, we'll review.
I have a feeling NASCAR will change their rule like next week, in a month from now, or something like that.
It's been around since like 2011.
He was a runner-up for the 14th.
Yeah, it's been around for a while.
Very much part of the equation here today to get a win at Daytona. And penalized with just over 20 laps to go, likely taking him.
Oh, Truex, hold on! He saved it!
No, they're wrecking.
No.
Caution. And... Oh, no! Ah!
Oh, this is going to tear up some good cars, too.
21 doesn't have damage if he doesn't hit the wall. Hit the brake, idiot!
The 76.
That was such a bitch wreck.
Brad, he was fighting that thing through the traffic. Did a nice job of coming out.
Hey, guess what? The 88 and the Warner still in
car. Same with Joey Gase.
Yep.
They were tied up in the wreck, but they just fought their way through it.
This could have been a lot worse than it was. This is actually not a bad wreck.
He's got like a big. It looks like someone took a baseball bat and just swung down on the nose.
They did a good job minimizing what could have been a really bad wreck.
How big is this break for Elliott Sadler and Chase Elliott?
That's
They're right back
that's
in it now.
dented.
They're back in this race.
What do you say, Matt?
The guys that have the most spiles, the 1 and the 88 teams. There was a little bit of concern about possible damage on the right side of the 1. His spotter, Brett Griffin, said it looks pretty decent. We are good. They are back in this now.
No doubt, Matt. That's awesome. We're going to see a restart with
Cole Custer doing his Cole Custer
Let's see
thing.
what happens to Ryan Truex. Probably gets pushed out of line.
I don't think it's his fault.
He
Yeah.
gets blocked late by the 16 of Ryan Reed. Definitely makes contact.
Ryan Reed being Ryan Reed.
Now he's just trying to save it.
That wasn't even his.
That shows you how important the banking is, Michael. Because
Good
banking,
job, Truex.
The grip, and he slid right off the flat onto the banking. Did a great job saving it too.
Didn't look like there was much damage when he came back across the transition.
Watch these cars. There goes Custer.
Yeah, Jeff Green was the black and yellow 38 that came through there.
Look at the 76 on the low side. Just fighting it, fighting it. Gets on the high side of Hemrick. Not a lot of damage.
35 of Joey Gase, and the 86, that white and aqua car, that's Brandon Brown, who somehow drove through.
Oh, on board with Ryan. This is going to be great. Oh, my goodness. You see he made contact with the 16, trying to miss him.
Outside easy here. Easy. You're good right here. You're good. You're wrecking up top. Watch the double zero coming down.
We learned the rule last weekend in the Clash. If you pass below the double yellow line and you don't give up that position, you can be penalized. But if you force a driver below the double yellow line, you can as well. Ryan Reed black flagged here. Now let's listen into the 11.
I mean, I was inside of him. I felt like I just got right thrown it. You did. They should black flag him for that, but I doubt they will.
And they did black flag him. Here's Ryan Reed's reaction.
Yeah, I went to block low with 11 committed, and when he did, it just kind of pulled me sideways, and I slapped doors with him. So,
guys, we've talked all day about blocking. That's what the leaders have been doing, but they've been doing it on the racetrack. What NASCAR deemed Ryan Reed did was forced Ryan Truex under the yellow line.
Good
and
call.
like you said, the rule is if in NASCAR's judgment you force someone down there, you can be black flagged. Blocking the way the leaders are doing it and the way they're racing up front, that's totally allowed. But Reed forcing Truex under the yellow line, that's not allowed.
No, sir.
Guys, I'll say this. I'd have to think long and hard. I don't know if I remember them actually penalizing a driver for this. If they have, it's been a long time, but it's always been the protocol. If you force someone down, it's their discretion. They can black flag you, and that's what they've done here to Ryan Reed.
And Larry, I'm okay with that. You know, there's a lot of controversy about the blocking last week of Stenhouse in the Clash. And the word was he passed below the yellow line. I was fine with that call. He did just that. In that case, Reed definitely knocked Truex down out of the groove. That penalty is just.
So you guys like how we had the ruling play out there?
Sure do.
That might be a little bit of a stretch. I might be a little bit more on the less rules is better, and it gets very complicated. But we don't want to see
that's a little
guys
bit of a
wrecking
stretch
each other like that either. So it's just very complicated.
Here's Ryan Truex,
Huh?
Jamie.
I'm with Brad
Man, I
Keselowski.
was on a joyride through the infield over the grass, the dirt, so they wanted
You didn't
to
hear
come in
what
and
he
put
said?
some fresh tires on for the 11, Matt.
And the 88 of Chase Elliott is in.
Oh, well, he said less rules is better. No, I agree.
A little bit more fuel and making the run to the finish. They are back in this as well.
Yeah, the guys that really got the payoff for this caution, the two that were penalized for locking bumpers.
You knew it was coming.
And now maybe that controversy that we thought could play out goes away because
now we
they
got
find
another one.
themselves with a chance to go get it. Let's hear once again from Ryan Reed in Team 16.
They're saying you're running below the yellow line, which looked like there was still a whole lane there. No, I don't know.
Well, you mean when I almost wrecked it? Like, I mean, I was literally just saving my car.
He was tucked up under my left rear, pulled out and got me loose.
Yeah,
These are tough calls,
that shouldn't
guys.
have been a
Really
penalty,
tough
to be honest.
calls by
There was a
NASCAR.
fucking lane at the
Sometimes you gotta
bottom.
be tough.
Nah, if it would have been like Ricky... Dude, then that means Ricky Stenhouse Jr.'s penalty should have been a penalty.
Deadline day.
Right?
It's a year-round grind, and TSN's hockey
Damn,
insiders
so
are there
inconsistent with
every
that
step
rule.
of the way, providing the most
NASCAR is
in-depth and
inconsistent,
up-to-the-minute
so...
trade news, insight,
They need to
and
fix that rule.
analysis
Well,
across all
Stenhouse, when he
platforms.
did his,
So
this is
stay
what
in the know
I saw.
with Twitter's
Stenhouse
most
did his,
followed
he
hockey
actually went by
insiders
Kyle.
on Canada's #1
And I think that's when they
trade
busted
deadline
him.
show.
This one, on the
Trade
other
Center
hand, he
on
knocked him.
TSN.
He hit him. I think Truex could
JackpotCity.net.
have
You can
stayed
do
on the
amazing
track.
things
He just
with
yanked
just
it
one
down,
casino chip.
trying to save it.
Discover a world
Did
of
all the room
incredible
you can to
casino
save it.
games with over 300
And
high-quality online
but
slot games,
they busted him
including
for
the
it.
world-renowned progressive jackpot slot Mega Moolah. Play for free.
Yeah, that's
at
the first time they've really
jackpotcity.net
called
and
that
get treated as
penalty
a VIP
forcing somebody
24/7.
down for like a
So
long
visit
time.
jackpotcity.net today
Like
on your
10
tablet,
years
laptop,
since
or
it's
mobile.
happened.
Jackpot City Casino, a whole world of casino games.
Damn, you know Stenhouse should have pulled the junior and just wrecked the whole field. Honestly.
To dig deep, to
That's what he
push
said on
through,
Twitter.
pull out all the
Should have done
stops.
it.
And long live the Hemi, Canada's best-selling.
Junior did it in the 500, wrecked the whole field.
To make it
To do it.
Ram, long live the truck proven to last.
2018
Joe Gordon's like, oh,
get
this
up
is
to
why we have it.
$10,250 in cash
Like, oh,
discounts
man,
plus lease rates as low as 1.49%.
Let them race down
Hi,
there.
I'm Courtney. I am looking for a guy who is smart, witty, looking for a real
They'll just wreck
relationship.
more. That's all it is. That's all it is. Just let them fucking run them all the way down the
Not a
fucking
game player.
grass.
I like
Get
nice
the grass,
guys.
tear your whole
Hopefully
front end
he's out
off,
there.
200 miles an hour, and
Check
kill
out
the
now
whole
for
field.
free,
It'd be
18
awesome.
Okay, well, drivers aren't stupid, though. They're not going to go in the grass.
Eric Jones.
Oh, yeah, when did Eric Jones go in the grass at a super speedway?
No, he did.
And make a pass?
Also
Yeah, I forgot that Charlotte was a fucking super speedway.
He made a pass on the grass and tore a whole nose off.
He didn't even make a pass.
Yeah, he did. He got by him. And then he had
No, he didn't.
Then he had to slow down because the whole nose.
He didn't go by them.
We'll have to come review the footage. I believe he passed.
He didn't pass.
Excuse me, the All-Star Open. It was the All-Star.
He didn't pass him.
Like I said, we'll review the footage later.
Rookies wanted to start the season, Shannon.
Kyle Larson would go on to win stage 1. We would set up for stage 2. That would go to Chase Elliott. We saw some very aggressive racing throughout this entire race. Chase Elliott was one of the guys, even though he said everybody else was aggressive.
Saw Joey Logano there. It seems like he still continues to have issues with his engine shutting off in that 22 car.
Yeah, he has said that that's happened. He had unapproved modifications to the car early on, but that hasn't stopped him from going back and forth. And then you see the 88 and the 1, certainly front runners for this race, contenders, and they just got penalized because they were locking up. And then this just happened, of course, with Ryan Reed, who won the race last season, pushed Truex down below the yellow line. So 2 calls by NASCAR back to back with guys who could really contend for this win.
This set up a chain reaction of about 6 or 7 cars. You see Cole Custer there in a 00, Daniel Hemrick, our pole sitter, in a 21, and a host of others. That's the car. Caution, though, that Chase Elliott Sadler needed
He got
to
taken
stay
down.
on the lead lap.
Larry, it's been crazy so far, and Adam, 17 to go. You know what that means.
Yeah, it's going to get really good here with about 15 laps to go. We talk about the 88 and the 1 and the caution being big for them. It's also big for Ryan Reed. Instead of a pass-through penalty under green, he starts at the rear here but stays on the lead lap and has a chance to win this thing. There'll be 16 laps remaining, Michael.
And he's got a couple of fast cars back there with him. He can hook up.
Hot imports nights.
We saw Brandon Brown do it earlier.
This is setting up for a
And into the pit, 16 to go.
And Suarez and Almiralo says, well, I'm going to be a part of it too.
Yep.
I just don't think the yellow flag's done flying today. These guys are going to get very aggressive and make those blocks even later. We're going to see some issues.
There's the one all the way in the
5
back.
cautions so far. Damage for Daniel Hemrick when they repaired it. Too many men over the wall.
You know, this is the most amount of cars we've had in recent years to finish the race.
Would have liked.
Usually we only have like 20 or 15 cars.
21 got the 2 lap.
You can see Suarez in the 18 against the 22 just bouncing off of him. They weren't engaged, they weren't locked up, and that's allowed.
$15 laps to go. Elliott Sadler already back up to 15th, Matt.
Adam, after serving that penalty, the caution allowed Elliott Sadler and Chase Elliott to reset their emotions. Here's Elliott Sadler asking to pass along a message.
Instead of 88, I'm sorry. I guess he's in trouble because I was pushing him, I guess. But it used to be you couldn't lock bumpers to advance your position. But I guess that rule has changed today.
I feel for Elliott, I got to be honest. You know, he definitely didn't advance his position, but he also definitely did lock bumpers. But we haven't seen the rule perhaps enforced this strictly for a little while. So, but
well,
you know,
I think they haven't had to call the rule.
Speaking of the 1 and 88, they're already back almost both together.
Damn, look at all those fucking JDs.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, never mind.
What the hell flew up in the air? Bye, Michael, and that.
Oh, back marker.
What'd you say, Michael? We weren't done with the caution flag yet today.
And I'm going to go, I hate to say this, Adam, but we're still not. I mean, they're just going to keep battling, pushing, shoving, trying to get anything they can.
And you know, this
race better not take an hour to finish because I got to go.
And for Elliott Sadler, they needed all the laps they can get.
I'm going down the hot imports
14
nights.
laps to go. By the time we go back green, we'll be inside of 10. They need these laps.
Well, luckily it's spinners, and they kept going.
I don't think that we're going to get any red flags or crap like that, so...
This is too good
to miss, for
sure.
Sadler is, though, already
I think a shower still.
Chase Elliott is 12th, and
Ryan
Truex, of course, went below that
4,
double yellow line.
but I have to drive down there.
Truex got into him.
Take a look at what brought out our 6th caution of the day.
Oh.
Exited turn 4.
And then whoever was McStupid who hit Annette.
Damn, Truex the back.
Just trying to squeeze over. Smithley.
Damn, look at Truex. What a back marker.
Just what you're going to see now, huh, Brad?
Towards the end of the race, you're just going to get more aggressive on the blocks, and I don't think I was expecting Ryan to fill that hole. There wasn't much of a hole there.
Annette's done.
Who turned the net?
Oh, with that one for sure.
And look what happened.
The other back marker.
Michael in there.
Oh,
he gets a shove.
You see Brandon Jones right?
Oh no, that's Brandon Jones.
The wheel in the 19.
Even worse.
Oh my God, Jones is in the 19.
The 5 car, Michael Annette right here.
Damn, he's cutting it long.
The splitter and just rips it right off. Amazing how these cars will react to this grass and infield section.
It ain't caught yet. Watch it.
Those camera shots.
Right about here, it's going to rip off
Crunch.
This grass.
Oh, so close to being able to survive.
You could tape that shit up.
He's had a really good day.
He has.
You just got a front valence now.
But now his front end's all messed
Look
up.
at how... Look at all the green and brown mixed with white paint there is now.
Yeah, Michael Annette was having a good run all day
That's
long
flat.
today. We saw him up front.
He flattened out that grill bag.
He made the Impala.
This race car. We've got water coming out of the radiator. His day is likely done right here.
Yeah, he's probably done.
Going to the damaged vehicle policy.
Did you hear someone laughing in the background?
5, and the penalty, if you send too many men over the wall, is a 2-lap penalty, not disqualification. But with 13 laps to go and the extent of the damage, it appears the 5 car will call it an afternoon.
Yeah, that should have done.
Slow, aren't they, Adam?
There's a big old puddle.
You know, by Daytona standards, and certainly
puddle of water coming out the radiator.
What'd you say? Puzzle?
Puzzle of water.
But when you have this many cars alive,
it's a puzzle why there's so much water underneath the car.
And all of a sudden, you're going to start building up the number of cars.
All right, is anyone going to pit? I'm thinking the answer is very few.
We could do 10 laps to go when we go green. Kyle Larson, Joey Logano, Daniel Suarez, Tyler Reddick, and Eric Almirola, the top 5. Justin Allgaier, Austin Dillon, Elliott Sadler.
Oh, you finally doing it on time?
And Ross Chastain, the top 10. And still anybody's guess who's going to win this thing, because I have a feeling it's going to get dicey.
Remember, Armor starts back up next week at Bristol.
Yeah, Suarez is going to win this.
Battle, a duel there, and those two are 1-2. But Daniel Suarez has been so solid, and Eric Almirola has been able to move on those guys.
If I had to pick a Cup regular who I'd win,
those
it'd be
two would be your
Lupton.
favorite. But man, there's a lot of action left to come.
Considering that Larson got his big name at Daytona by flying and eating shit in the catch fence, it'd be nice to see him go and win at Daytona.
Make those crossover moves and some blocking moves made by Kyle Larson. And that's going to give those guys that opportunity. When they get too wide, start side drafting, that's going to bring the rest of the field to them. So I would suspect that we're not done here by any stretch of the imagination.
Hey, Larson's led the most laps, 48 out front. Who do we think is the favorite as we close on the finish?
I just like the way Logano charged from the back and the moves he made and his history here. He's such a great restrictor plate racer. I think you have to look at Logano. But an upset, a surprise winner could be Daniel Suarez. A lot of speed in that 18 car.
For the top 5, doing double duty, including Daniel Suarez, third, Jamie.
And Eric Phillips just caught him here on a quick break. Eric, you guys have been really good in the hunt all day long, but do you think he'll be aggressive enough at the end? I think that's what it's going to take. And do you have the car to get it done?
Yeah, I think Daniel's done an awesome job. You know, come down here 3 years ago with him and never tore up 2
Who the
race
hell
cars
is
in about
that?
an hour. He's come so far in the last 3 years.
Exactly,
but
who?
He really embraces his speedway racing. We got a really good car. I don't really want to lead right now. I'd like to come down. If we're second or third coming to the checkered, I think we have a shot. The car's been really strong. We just need a little bit more.
Thanks, Eric. Adam?
I love the anxiety that comes over all of these competitors when it comes to the end of one of these races.
This, you know, I've never crew chiefed at the Xfinity or Cup level, but I can tell you, I don't want to be a crew chief at Daytona and Talladega. You do your adjustments, and then you just watch from the pit box and just pull your hair out in frustration.
I don't want to be a spotter. Those guys are the coolest cats on the planet. Listen to those guys last night, the way they're able just to calmly call their guy home. I don't get it. I want them to tell me goodnight stories. So soothing.
So they cut the whole nose off Cindric's car, threw it in the trash, and a fan went and got it out of the dumpster.
Version of the Super Bowl, the Daytona 500 coverage begins 11 a.m. Eastern Time. We're live on Fox. And tonight on FS1, Monster Energy Supercross live from Texas.
Coming up tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern, live on FS1.
Jason
Anderson will look for his 4th victory of the 2018 Monster Energy Supercross season. The points leader has won the last 2. Can he keep the streak going in the big 450s? And the 250 East Championship will kick off their year, where reigning champion Zach Osborne will look to get off to a great start with a victory at AT&T Stadium. Catch it all live on FS1 at 8 p.m. Eastern.
Roush Shaheen, the crew, have the call tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, live from Arlington, Texas. Some business to finish up here at Daytona. 10 laps remaining when we get the green flag.
Just to be clear, these drivers know that locking up is against the rules. And NASCAR has put themselves in a bit of a tough position there with policing.
All right, Sadler's back in like row 3.
Changes they made, it's almost
no, row 5. I'm
not
sorry.
allowing the cars to lock together. I think do away with that rule going forward.
Michael, that rule needs to go away for sure, because the cars used to be, when you went tandem, they would go faster.
Right.
And it would create a lot of other issues that were very difficult to deal with. With this rule, and specifically with those front flares, the front wickers, whatever you want to call them, that we were showing earlier, it actually makes the cars go slower when they tandem. So I think that rule is really irrelevant to this rules package, but it's still there as it is right now, and they did enforce it as per the rule.
Those that make the decisions are right down the hall. If you guys want to go fill them in on your opinion.
I expect they might be listening.
I would guess
green flag. And there's a shit ton of cars at the very back who are just ass.
Larson jumps out front of the restart.
Oh, wow.
Run by Justin Allgaier. Oh, and they look like they're together.
Oh,
yes.
There's a wreck.
Another caution going to come out here, I do believe. That's the 0-1. Nope, he keeps it straight, and I think we're going to stay.
What?
The caution.
Nope, there it is.
Why would they not
So
throw a
close
caution
for
for
the 0-1
that?
of Vinnie Miller.
That's like...
Yeah, that's...
Flex glue.
It's going to be tough for these guys to find enough room.
So now 2 of these cars are out or damaged.
When someone goes sideways on a restart,
This one's definitely out of the race.
likely
That's a
on track
lot of
because
damage to the
on the right
fender.
front for the 0-1.
Yeah, this is definitely another setback for the 88 and the 1 car who are just desperately trying to get some track position and get back up there from that penalty earlier on. But yeah, here's a big piece of debris. Definitely a good reason for a caution.
And we'll see what happens.
That was
here,
such a
because
crappy
we're now
restart
gonna be
by
down to 7, 8
them.
laps to go when we get the
4
restart.
wide.
I think Josh Williams, I saw, was apart. Maybe.
Yep, that's him in the bright orange.
Duh.
He was getting pushed from.
Duh, I'm gonna go for wide.
The 2 of them tipped right behind him.
Those cars got together, and Vinnie Miller wound up with the short end of the stick.
There's the car.
Solid run for
in there in the middle.
Miller. Competitive.
You're just not expecting to be 4 wide, are you? This right after the restart.
Brad, you talked about Joey and those guys in the back. People are just frustrated whether you're in the front or the back. You want to race right now.
Absolutely, and Joey Logano is, he actually lost the position on this restart, and I think he's got some radio conversation we should hear about.
Get heavy sleeper on restart, don't I? Oh my gosh. I mean, that was... Hello, we're going. Do you want to push? Yeah, do it.
So what he's talking about here specifically is he's looking for a push on the restart to be able to keep up with Kyle Larson, and he didn't get it. So he's joking a little bit that he got a sleeper behind him.
And that sleeper he's talking about, in this case, was Tyler Reddick. But watch the 7, the bright orange car on the outside of Allgaier. Big run. But it was a little bit too late because Reddick didn't get going, Brad.
Yeah, and that actually helped to stack the field up behind and cause this wreck that we saw here with the 4 wide.
Where do you want to be now? High lane, low lane? What's the best position to manage the closing laps?
No, she ain't done yet.
Right now, they're
put a tire on her, put some flex tape on her. She'll still get up there and run.
I don't. As the leader right now, I think you pick the bottom and you go.
And the reason why you want to be is because you're the guy that can make the break, right?
Absolutely.
Could we see an upset? Tyler Reddick won the truck race here a few years ago. Going to restart in the 5th position. He's in a great spot here, Regan.
Guys, crew chief Dave Ellens has had some success with rookies here, too. Last time here, he won with rookie William Byron. What do you have to do to get Tyler Reddick the win today?
Well, I think just protecting the top right now. We've had a couple motor issues. We're not quite up to speed right now. So I think protecting the top, getting a good run there at the end. Hopefully we get pushed to the front with those guys jockeying around out there. It's been a great race.
Ellens won here last summer, as Regan mentioned, with William Byron. Also won this race 2 seasons ago when Chase Elliott was driving the 88. So Ellens knows and understands where victory lane is when it comes to this place.
I'm going to be pulling for number 9. I want to see an upset. I want to see one of these Xfinity guys, Justin Allgaier, Spencer Gallagher. I want to see them figure out a way to get up there and take these Cup guys down. Who are you pulling for, Brad?
Well, I had Chase Elliott at the start of the race, but it's going to be so tough for him to get there from 10th. And we have a splitter stuck under the wall right now, so this is going to take a second for NASCAR to get out and get it fixed. This is going to take a second.
So they got the splitter. Cleanup is about complete. And as we anticipate the green flag, let's get ready for next Saturday afternoon, Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Xfinity drivers are bringing some extra heat to hot Atlanta. Kyle Busch has stolen the show the last 2 years, but it's time for a new star to shine. These boys will need to get rowdy in order to make it across the finish line first. See if they have what it takes. Saturday on FS1. Coverage begins with race day at 1:30 p.m. Eastern.
And that's a doubleheader. Xfinity Series at 1:30, followed by the Camping World Truck Series.
And I think the best weather forecast for Atlanta in the history of March. We're going to go to February even. I mean, we're going to go down there with forecasted highs in the 70s, perfect weather. And Brad, you're so good at that Atlanta racetrack. What's it like leaving Daytona where you're flat on the floorboard all the way around and then going to Atlanta where slipping and sliding is the key to winning?
It's funny you bring that up because the fastest average speed here at Daytona Daytona so far through Speed Weeks for the Cup side has been about 203 mile an hour. And Atlanta, we'll hit about 203 mile an hour, but then we'll go to the corner and we'll slow down to about 160 mile an hour. But in some ways, Atlanta feels faster than Daytona. The cars, they slide all around. They go over these big bumps up and down, and it's hold on, I'll tell you what. But it's been a good track for us. We won there last year, and we're looking to come back and do it again.
Certainly is fun for the fans to watch. I love to watch you guys let those rear ends hang out and slip.
Let them rear ends hang out.
One thing that
He likes letting her ass out.
week to next.
They'll probably be starting with 5 to go.
Tire pit stops here at Daytona. It's not going to happen next week at Atlanta Motor Speedway.
You're going to run 1 lap and 1 tires because tire wear there is so aggressive, and that's a good thing. The drivers love Atlanta. That's one of our favorite things about it.
So Larson is leading this thing, Matt. He's led the most laps, but he's got a few more out front if he's going to close the deal, get his first win here.
Adam, a big decision also on deck is which lane do you want to choose for this final restart, Mike Shiplett?
Well, the DC Solar car has been really good on the bottom all day, so I leave that up to Kyle to see what he wants to do, but I would imagine since we've been on the bottom all day, I would suspect we'd be on the bottom, get going on this restart.
What are some of the factors that he's trying to think over, mulling which lane to go with?
It's just who's behind you, who's been pushing us the best. You know, we've had 118 laps here, so to figure out who was best pushing us, so we'll see what happens here at the end. Thank you.
Going to be only 6 laps to go, Matt, when we get this restart. Larson, Suarez up there, Logano, Almirola, row 2. Then it's Reddick and Austin Dillon. And keep an eye on Elliott Sadler and Chase Elliott.
Oh, I thought they were going to do another play lap.
So there'll be 5 laps remaining when we go green. There's the duo that was penalized with just over 20 laps to go in this race. Got the caution when they needed it. Didn't lose a lap. But is there enough time coming from row 5 for the teammates from Junior Motorsports?
I think they can make a run at it for sure. If there's 5 green flag laps, then that certainly helps their chances. Another caution and a restart is going to be dicey.
I know I wouldn't say no, but they're going to have to really work for it and really earn it, restarting where they are. But, you know, this field's going to mix up a couple more times with this restart. We've already seen the restarts be kind of crazy as it is.
And it almost I wouldn't say it's a huge advantage being with a teammate back there because you're just going to have to go.
Well,
if there's a hole, you can't worry about where your partner is. You got to hit the road.
You want to work with your teammate. You don't have time. Yeah. You got to start throwing some Hail Marys right now if you're Chase and if you're Elliott Sadler. And when you throw Hail Marys, you know, that means you have to throw caution to win and leave your teammate behind at times. But that's what it's going to take right now. There's not enough laps.
Don't rule this out. We could always see overtime. It's happened many times at this racetrack. 12 last lap passes at Daytona, including 4 of the last 8. And now we've been given the 1 to go.
Now, Larry McReynolds, we got plenty of gas, right? Everything's good on that front.
Oh, yeah. We all pitted roughly all the way back with about, 30-something to go. So, and just think about all these cautions, Michael. That buys you a lot of time. So I think everybody's good to go there.
I'm a race car driver, Larry. I worry about that kind of stuff.
We pitted at lap 83. So again, that was 37 to go. All these cautions. No, even if we went to overtime, we're good there.
Well, you lose 1 race on fuel mileage, and for the rest of your life, you think about it, don't you?
That's exactly right.
And there you see the numbers for those guys out front when they made their last pit stop. We have spent a lot of time under caution. What are you thinking about as a driver? Can you overmanage in your mind what's about to happen?
Adam, you can definitely overthink this and then have a simple mistake like on the restart, miss a shift. You have to be really careful because the drivers, they're ready. I mean, the adrenaline's pumping, the energy's pumping, they're ready to go, and we're going slow. And so it wears on you. That adrenaline can actually play against you, and you can start running scenarios through your head and kind of almost panicking. So right now, these drivers are taking a deep breath, or they need to be taking a deep breath to get ready to go.
Here we go.
You know, you heard Joey complain earlier about not getting a push on the restart like you'd hoped to get. Wasn't complaining, just saying that was bad luck. Now he's in a position where he can hook right to Larson. He can push the heck out of Larson and see if that opens any doors for him.
I would look for Joey Logano here to try to push Kyle
All right,
Larson
into the pits goes the pace car.
Back up and try to get a run to pass him.
It's 5 o'clock on the East Coast. If you're just joining us,
green flag.
Perfect
5 to go.
Restart. 5 to go. Season opener for the Xfinity Series at Daytona International Speedway. Kyle Larson is the leader.
Look at Joey. He's able to pull even with Suarez. Suarez has got a nice push from Amarola from behind.
Chase is probably getting shuffled out.
Looks like he's bouncing on and off of 18. You can see it there.
Truex is right behind him. Big run.
He's going to get him here.
Got some drafting help.
Sadler's got the inside line. Oh, God.
Tower was trying to go to the middle. He was just a touch too late.
Oh, God.
Oh, no, gonna make it 3 wide for the lead.
What a move.
3 wide, about 4 car. Oh!
Big wiggle for Kyle Larson. He leads at the stripe. 4 laps to go.
4 to go here at Daytona.
Something's flapping around on the nose of the...
Keep it clean, boys. I want to see this battle. This is beautiful stuff.
There's going to be a crash.
Chase Elliott shoving on Marolas.
Probably break free.
Don't take out Sadler in the process.
He's going to break free the bottom
Sadler's
right
dropping.
He's going to break free the top right here.
This
is
he's
going to be able to recharge from here.
Here comes out.
Help from the bottom. Half back, half. There he is, right there, the 7. He is clear in your mirror. The 7 is clear.
Big wide move.
Look at
Oh, dear.
Here comes Chase Elliott as well.
Through the tri-oval. 3 laps remaining.
Oh, it's getting too tight.
It's still Kyle Larson.
This is the best.
Oh, this is making my butt pucker.
So now the guys in second and third, they're all trying to charge runs up. The problem is no one will go with them. They hang them out. And that's
Nothing but junior. No, never mind. I was going to say nothing but junior motorsports cars on the inside, and no, that's not the case. Oh, Sadler!
And there goes Elliott Sadler out of line.
He saved it. And the video's buffering.
He saved it! It's over!
Oh, no, what happened to the stream?
It's dead.
Oh, my God.
Here and probably break 3 corners earlier, and he'll make a challenge at Kyle Larson from here.
Wow.
If he can break free. He's going to break free the bottom right here to really protect Kyle Larson by challenging him on the bottom.
It's not over for him yet, but that ends his race. He's not winning it.
And Chase Elliott could get there. They did, Adam. They were in the top 5, but watch what goes wrong.
Oh, Joey he was there.
He just took himself out.
Like Elliott just got a little bit more of a bump than what he could hold on to. It's a tough spot coming off the corner and transitioning from the banking to the flat. The cars are light right there, and it doesn't take much.
He saved it. He didn't smash it up or anything like that.
It doesn't take much.
This will be the 15th overtime finish for the Xfinity.
Oh,
Series
yes, NASCAR overtime.
Speedway.
Have to make it back to the start-finish line.
So they're rolling good in front on the bottom.
If only it was ARCA rules. Am I right?
Still green, right?
Yeah. The ARCA rules would be better for, like, especially super speedway racing.
Joey let Kyle go
They had to make it to the start
big,
finish line,
but
so they had to make it
help
to
stack
white
up
flag.
the field and cause this spin right here.
I just think
But
Elliott
if caution comes out on the white flag,
I think he
car low.
he blew out his left front, but
contact around he went.
Definitely a vulnerable spot.
You know who's in great position to have a big day? The man that enjoyed a career year in 2017, Justin Allgaier. He's second for this restart, Regan.
Yeah, Justin's crew chief, Jason Burdett. Jason, your driver's put himself in position, second for this restart.
Hey, Reagan Smith, how weird does it feel to be interviewing the crew chief for the car that you used to drive?
Job all day long, just going to the middle and then back to the front, the middle, front, and he's got us in a spot to, that we got a shot at winning. I mean, that's really all you can ask for in these deals. Larson and Logano are super aggressive right now, so hopefully we can just keep up with them and make the right move at the right time and get ourselves a victory lane.
Hey, Regan, has that 7 car ever won here at Daytona?
The 7 car has won here at Daytona. Jason was not my crew chief when we did those.
Oh wait, he did win here?
A lot of history with this car at Daytona, yes.
Yeah, Regan
I
driving that car
didn't
to
remember
victory lane
that.
back in 2014.
That is an ugly
Joey
paint scheme,
Logano
though.
going to be third on this overtime restart.
I felt like I had to try to make the move with my shot. Take away the game here. Yeah, man, I completely agree on that. It's so hard to pass here. If you've got a shot to get the lead, you got to take it. Exactly.
You look at the top 3 rows on what's going to be an overtime.
I find it weird that Logano's helmet is so
drivers
plain
have wins at
Jane in
Daytona,
the
3
Xfinity
others
car.
Yeah, that's my favorite
looking for their
song.
first.
Your cats fight each other into the race.
Do you mind if I give you a ride up the mountain?
The cats
All the way up.
ride with the mom.
Ready? Hit it. Let's go.
Hey, Ron Reed's back in the mix, even though he had a penalty. So, overtime we start is Larson, Allgaier, Logano, Almirola, Suarez, Elliott, Reddick, Reed, Truex, Dillon.
Blah, blah, blah. All I heard.
Ladies and gentlemen, the stream's been 2 hours and 42 minutes. We're just going to end it right here, right now, before NASCAR overtime.
What was that? You do it again?
What are you going to do, that voice?
No. Disgusting.
That made my throat hurt when you did that.
Just caught air straight to the gullet. Oh,
Take it
Jesus
down.
Christ. That killed me. Man, I can't wait till this race ends. I'm going to be playing some Night Forward.
I think I'm going to do more NASCAR Heat 2.
We're going to go play some Need for Speed.
The next flag ends
You're going to
race,
hot
whether it's the caution or they get the checkered. But should the caution come out prior to the leader getting to that white flag?
Oh, Dream's dead again.
Oh, come on.
Oh, it's done. Rest in peace. Press F to pay respects.
Find a new one, quick.
It's back.
I'm on it.
Live.
To the exit of turn 2.
Turn to potato.
Imagine there's a big wreck and they freeze it.
Oh, God, yes.
It freezes right as someone lands in the catch fence. Green flag.
Oh, Sadler wasn't a big wreck.
Alright, so Junior Motorsports versus Chip Ganassi.
I'm a roll with shoving.
From the last restart from Allgaier, he's been on his game, but a big wiggle by
Now they're going 3 wide.
Washed up the track.
Look at Allgaier getting drop kicked.
Oh, here he goes! Big wreck!
Oh, God, Almirola getting plowed! Oh, God, he got nailed! Oh, my God! He got hit wide ass open. That's the whole field! Dude, that's the whole field!
That reminds me of the Talladega race.
Oh my
The 02
God!
Talladega race.
This is ARCA! This is an ARCA race now!
Now, this is a Busch Series race. The 02 Busch Series race.
Bye, Logano. Look at the carnage!
Daniel Suarez is gonna win! He's the only car left!
Good. I told you he was going to win.
official as things reset.
Holy crap!
Tyler Reddick, Ryan
Oh my God!
Right now, that's what timing and scoring is showing as our top 5. If ever there was a chance to get a surprise winner, we may be setting up for it right here.
We talked about Kaz Grala in the pre-race show. He's up
Holy
to the 7th.
Okay.
We'll just have to see who has what kind of damage.
Holy shit!
Every one of the cup regulars are dead except for Suarez.
Jeff Green finds himself
Matt Tiff, dead.
Not gonna lie, that was like one of the slowest wrecks I've ever seen.
Alright, where'd Larson end up? Because I know he was like there and gone.
The cars aren't set in the rear. And
Chase Elliott just a
huge spin, as you can
tell. Dude, Ron Reed is second.
Damn it! Not Ryan Reed.
Ron Truex is fourth. He's gonna have to push the car that He's gonna have to push the car that wrecked him.
You can see they're only at 180 mile an hour, so the cars aren't at full speed right now. They're not set down in the racetrack. That makes them really easy to spin. We've seen
I think Joey only barely got into the 42.
The speed, the rear heights in the car.
The 9 made it.
They're not
the
down
15 made it. Joe Nemechek made it.
They're way more susceptible to
I guess he didn't get
Wow.
I thought he got murdered. Oh yeah, there's
through
38.
that wreck. There goes.
Damn, so many cars were in that wreck.
He made it through. And then just
Oh no, Jeremy Clements! Why did you miss?
Good job, Truex, on the wreck avoidance.
Oh my God!
This is probably going to be a 20-minute red flag.
I hope not, man. I gotta go.
Kyle Larson just didn't.
Yeah, he only got doinked. Like, that's not a lot of damage to the 42.
If it's a red flag, I'm gonna go take a shower.
As square as he needed again with the car not at full speed.
See Joey Logano into the outside wall.
No, Nemechek was in it.
15. Johnny Davis.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, look, the track's blocked.
Joe Nemechek just slid
Look
around.
at all the white smoke that just billowed out of the 22.
Chase Elliott was
Oh my God, that...
last second he gets hit by the 18. Look at the car trying to
Thank God he got hit in like the back corner. And it was on the passenger side that the 98 got hit.
And the long one continues.
Pretty clean start to the race.
Dude, fucking Jeremy Clements got plowed by Brandon Brown.
To catch up to ourselves. Working our 9th caution now.
Oh, thank God. Kinda wanna go take a shit, but...
We're going to commercial.
Yeah, I have to go take a shit and shower.
On the way on FS1.
How many cars was that, like 20?
The whole field?
That was a shit ton of cars in that wreck.
The big one just
Yeah, Corey, you know what it reminded me of?
What?
The Arca Daytona wreck. Except that no one flipped.
Yeah.
Almirola did get in the air, though.
Yes, he did.
He got mightied.
What's his name got in there too when he got plowed? I thought the whole track was gonna be blocked though. Oh, that's probably our one and only big one this race.
Yeah.
No.
I mean,
it's going to happen again. The rest of the field's going to be taken out.
Nah,
I mean,
what the fuck? We don't have any cars.
We'll have one car.
The way that I see it, if we do have another big one, it's going to be coming to checkered flag. There's going to be a big ass crash that wads up like 6th on back.
Dude, thank God for no overtime line.
No, at the end of the race, Suarez would have won.
Yep, that would have ended it. Well, actually, fuck. I want the overtime line. He would have won. Fuck.
You remember when Ken Scar was in Darlington and he said, Suarez, the Mexican?
No.
You don't remember that?
No.
He said Suarez, the Mexican.
Wait, did Larson block?
Yeah.
Oh.
Tyler Reddick still has a shot to win.
Right.
Junior Motorsport still has one car in the running. The rest of
Corey, what are you spending your tax return on?
$1 million.
Strippers?
Strippers.
Hell yeah.
Hey, Elliott Sadler still has a shot now. He missed the big one.
Yeah. Yeah, he does.
He's gonna finish like
it's gonna
top
be
15.
I'm gonna go look at NASCAR.com.
Go look at NASCAR.com. They already met green flag racing.
Yeah, this shit's gonna be green.
Shit's gonna be yellow. You're gonna see Larson in like 18th. What the fuck? Or Suarez for 18th. What the fuck?
Wasn't Chase Elliott in the wreck or no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's fucking 8th.
He's totaled.
Is he?
No,
he's
he's not totaled.
He got hit in the front end like 7 times. Oh,
Jeremy Clements was in the wreck and he's 13th.
There he is. Never mind. We're back.
He's got some damage.
Yeah, look at all those cars.
Car. We will monitor that. Second right now is Ryan Reed, Tyler Reddick, Ryan Truex, Spencer Gallagher, the top 5. Listen to the top 10. Chase Elliott is 8th. Alex Labay is 9th. And somehow Elliott Sadler, who brought out the caution to force overtime, has worked his way back into the top 10.
Hell yeah. Cover that track and speedy drive.
Could get an upset here today. No one would be surprised if Ryan Reed won this race, because when you look at what's happened here,
I do not want Ryan Reed to win this damn race.
His way to the front.
Ryan Truex has to
be
push
surprised if Reddick or Ryan Truex won either. Truex been so close.
Ryan
On
Truex
many
has to push
occasions
the
in
car
trucks, maybe he
that
gets it done
slammed him.
Reddick pulled a mini upset a few years ago driving in the
Back
truck
to
series
commercial.
for our guy Brad. Maybe he can do it today.
Corey, how much do you pay to do your taxes?
$1 million.
This is a serious question, bitch.
Is this really a good topic to discuss while on live stream?
Yeah.
Depends on where you go. I went to like H&R Block and shit before, and they've done it for like 15, 20, 30. Just depends.
Damn. Can I move over there, please?
No.
Bitch, H&R Block charging me like 50.
That's not bad. Some places charge you like 150, 200.
Okay, that's not bad compared to what you said. I want what you want.
TurboTax isn't bad. I think I only paid $20 for their.
Damn.
Damn, Blake does TurboTax.
I need to go take a shit, but I don't want to.
Dude, same.
Well, I mean,
alright, I'm gonna go take a shit. Be right back.
Tax layer, that's free.
I had a choice in the matter. So I did TurboTax last year for free, and I could have done TurboTax this year for free too, but it would have required inputting a whole bunch of information that, just laziness, I guess. I would have had to start all over from the beginning and go. All I really had to do was change a few values to reflect the new year, and that was it. So, and I already got my tax return. So,
What are you gonna buy with it? $1 million?
no, my tax return was like stupid small this year by comparison to last year.
You gonna buy $1 million with it?
No.
You're not gonna go buy $1 million deal?
No.
They're like 99 cents.
Technically, by now, I've already spent my tax return.
Oh yeah, you bought a graphics card. I hate Louise. He went to go poop, and I have to go poop. I'm gonna hold it though. If you hear a weird fart noise, and it sounds wet, don't be ashamed. It's for NASCAR.
I think I got my mod mic. Yeah, I did. Holy crap. That was early.
You got your what mic?
Mod mic.
What's that?
Okay, so like, you know how... Okay, so mod mic, what you do is you take it, and it's got like a neodymium magnet on it, and you can snap it onto any pair of headphones you want and run it straight into your computer. And it's not like glued onto there or whatever. It's just like magnetically there, and you can pop it right back off when you're done. This wasn't supposed to come until Tuesday.
But posts don't run on Sunday.
No, I know it doesn't run on Sunday, but that's like earlier than I expected. It makes me happy. I ordered this only a few days ago.
But what happened last year, luck was definitely on his side. You saw the slide through the grass, then he holds off some of NASCAR's best to win for the second time in his career, made the playoffs. It was a thriller.
Yeah, in 15, the seas sort of parted for that young man. He drove to victory lane. He beat the best last year.
So that means I can pop my.
What's happened to him today? This was just past lap 10.
I can turn off my desktop mic,
Great job
and I can just use this, and that makes things so much better.
Penalized by NASCAR for forcing the 11 of Ryan Truex below the double yellow line. There was another crash a couple of laps later on a restart, but he's able once again to find his way through. And now Ryan Reed in position for his third win at Daytona. And if he gets it here today, he would become the fourth driver to get his first 3 wins in his career at the same racetrack, joining Marcus Ambrose, Ron Fellows, and Tony Stewart. And you should also remember this about Ryan Reed. A number of years ago, he was diagnosed with diabetes. He wears a monitor inside that car that monitors his blood sugar level. If it gets too low, one of the crew members can come over and give him a shot. The track was told he would never race again, and now here he is in position at Daytona to get his third win.
And don't you love the way that car looks? This has been a tough race. He looks like he's a tough guy.
And he's in position right now. Daniel Suarez is leading, but I got to be honest, Daniel Suarez has a lot of damage from that last crash. I don't know if Daniel Suarez can keep Ryan Reed back on this restart.
Woo, made it back in time.
Damn, Daniel Suarez does have some
leaning
damage.
towards Ryan Reed right now, being in the
Shut up, made it back in time.
to win this race. Long ways to go, though.
Let's go to Jamie Little.
And Eric Almirola was right there in the middle of it all. I know you said you're okay, but take
Look at that, he covered his Monster Energy patch. You see that?
Racing really aggressively. We're trying to go get a Xfinity win.
Has a black thing over the
really proud
thing.
Of everybody.
That's about his equivalent.
That's about a really fast Ford Mustang, and Kyle, he pulled up to block me, which he was doing a great job of that all day. He was blocking everybody's runs and, you know, doing a really good job of staying out.
Yeah, Kyle Larson started the big one.
Blocked me right there, and I had a huge run with the 88 helping, and he just blocked like halfway, and I clipped him in the right rear quarter panel. The one I think was inside of me, so.
Fuck, I forgot my phone.
I hooked him, and he started slapping back and forth, and all hell broke loose. So I hate it that we tore up so many good cars, but I really thought we were going to go to victory.
I'm lucky to have my bathroom right next to me.
Before, so disappointed, but tomorrow's another day. I'm tired of visiting this infield care center, I can tell you that. So hopefully all the bad luck's out of the way, and we'll have a good day tomorrow in the Daytona 500.
It was a great effort, and something's happening with the 18.
Oh!
Sounds like he may be out of fuel, guys.
Oh,
that's the case. I'll tell you
Fuck.
last pitted at lap 83 like him.
I should have told him. My fault.
Oh, Larry, I thought we had plenty enough fuel.
That was before the last overtime.
This might not be the
wow.
fuel cell. He might not have enough fuel in the fuel pickup box, which is inside the fuel cell. So what happens is when the cars run up on the banking, especially with the Xfinity cars that do not run fuel injection, they run carburetors, they use a fuel pickup box. And the fuel pickup box is in the right rear corner.
All right, well, while this is going on, I'm going to go ahead and mod mic up.
No, my girlfriend.
All that fuel
huh?
out of that box when you get low on fuel, and that might be what happened here.
And over there on the back straightaway, Adam, it looks like the safety car has turned on his lights again, which means
one more lap.
Another lap.
Someone said karma. What? Karma for what?
So while we await the green flag, let's hear one more time.
Because he's a Mexican, probably. That's racist.
In that last crash.
And he started in
God
the
also
back,
doesn't have a weird
front.
look.
You should have seen the front of that
Oh,
race car.
someone said Suarez didn't wreck Chase.
For
Oh,
you,
what?
First off, Austin, are you okay? And what happened from your perspective?
Fuck Chase Elliott. Like he was going to win anyways.
In a bad position there. You don't want to be past fourth or fifth there on the last restart because the top two are going to block, and they did. I thought that maybe the 98.
Look, he did it too. He put the patch over it.
Kept coming. The 98 didn't have a little gap, a half a gap maybe, and they just turned each other. And from there on, I thought it cut left. I thought he might wreck more people and decided to go straight and tore up our Bass Pro Shop.
Oh yeah, true. But it looks like a big ass patch over the Monster Energy patch.
was able to get right to the front and just made a couple probably mistakes that could have kept better track
But
position.
you're right.
So looking forward to tomorrow's race.
Damn, you're right for the first time in years.
I'll go have fun 500 miles.
All right, Austin Dillon starts 14th tomorrow in the Daytona 500, guys.
Thanks, Jamie. And I'm looking at the lineup for the restart.
This race is taking forever, man. I probably could have taken a shower, shit, come back, still in the yellow.
First day on the job with Spencer Gallagher. What are you telling your young driver to get him ready for
Can
this restart?
go across the country, come back, still under yellow.
All day long. You know, he's drove a really great race today, so we just got to finish it
back
off
to
for
California,
this last
still
green white checker and try to get a really good result today.
Yeah. Go to Japan, they're still under yellow.
Adam Spencer's been doing a nice job all day long in and out of the top 5.
I'm going to that party. Spencer Gallagher wins this race. I want to see what that's all about. This kid is so fun, so young, so enthusiastic.
He's so young, so fun, so young and fun.
Can you imagine the welcome home when we
Ew,
get to
stop.
Las Vegas in a couple of weeks?
What was that?
That's what Michael Waltrip just said. Spencer Gallagher's so young and fun.
Sound gay.
Well, what do you think about Mikey?
I like
I mean,
him.
really.
It's funny.
Are you saying he's gay?
No.
No, not you, Blake.
My name's not Blake.
Joey Logano.
I know shit, I'm not talking about you.
In the back of the field, and what a show he put on. You led 27
Fitzgerald Goddard.
today. I thought maybe it was
So, okay, your name's not Blake, so that means you are gay? Is that what you're trying to say?
There's a lot of adversity. We came over today with the Fitzgerald Glider Kids Mustang, and I mean they're just pushing really hard up top, and you see it, and Eric was getting spun, and he was pushing, and I just, what are you gonna do? It's the end of the race, and no one's gonna lift, and I think I got hit by every car on the way through there. I kept thinking I was done crashing, and here come another one, but
shade,
yeah, just
yeah.
part of it.
Got wrecked.
Sometimes you're the bug, and sometimes you're the windshield on these things, and what are you gonna do? It's just circumstances.
It was only 13 cars, I doubt
A
it.
lot of fun coming from the back.
Sometimes you're
and
the
beginning of
bug,
race,
sometimes you're
passing a
the
ton of cars, and
windshield.
getting up there and run up front, and it was a good race, between the 42 and the 88, and
Feel like there was more cars.
Eric as well. It was a fun race there, so it'll be exciting at the end. I'm sure it'll be a lot more pushing. One more
I hope
time,
Tyler
so
Reddick
fun.
wins.
Nice car in.
NASCAR race up here with us this week as well, right?
Yes,
Or
Thursday.
Truex.
But first, we got to finish this race, and Ryan Reed
I like
is in the
Truex
spot
to
do
win
it.
it.
Green flame.
Yeah, I hope what's the name wins. Then Jamal's probably gonna either.
Can't be hooked. Can't be hooked. It's over. He's hooked to the bumper.
Good shove in that lower lane. Going to take over.
No, but shoving. Not hook.
There's gonna be a wreck. I'm very certain that there's gonna be a
Spencer
big
Gallagher
wreck.
is shoving Ryan Truex.
Oh, there we go!
Caution again.
Bye, Spencer. No, yellow? Okay.
Tyler Reddick. Caution's out.
Oh, this race is never gonna fucking end.
I gotta go let my cat in and pee. And I gotta poop.
I gotta take a fucking shower.
Gonna have overtime number 3. How concerned are these guys about fuel now, Larry?
Yeah, I mean, Adam, even if we go to lap 133, that's 50 laps since most of these guys pitted, like Tyler Reddick and like Kaz Grala. But right now, we have run 30 caution laps. And I go back to the old theory of my days, it was 2-1, but Brad knows this as good as anyone. It's a lot greater than that, cautions to green, because they're shutting the car off. I can't make myself believe they had that 18 car full of fuel. He should not have run out.
Okay, so when you look at the drivers up front, there's only a couple of them that made their last pit stop at lap 83, Tyler Reddick and Kaz Grala. Other guys came after lap 100. They should be good to go. Here's a replay that brings out the caution.
This is a little bit of Newton's cradle here, where you get 3 or 4 cars hitting each other. The energy just makes it really hard for the middle, and of course the end guy gets the biggest run here. He's going to use that to make a pass for the lead, but the guy in the middle, he's in a lot of trouble. Gets turned around here by Ross Chastain.
Ross and Spencer both did a great job of putting themselves in a position to have the speed, the momentum to push to the lead.
You've got the push. Outside.
All right.
Clear.
They were doing the job they were supposed to do.
And you see it worked. It gave him the energy he needed to get by Tyler Reddick and take the lead as this yellow comes out. I really thought Ryan Reed was in the spot to win this race. And let's review that really quick. What happened here is the 18 ran out of fuel after they were already double filed. That means the 16 was stuck in the outside lane on this restart, did not have the help he needed. If he could have relined up on the bottom, he had a better shot at being able to retain the lead. He wasn't able to do that. Ryan Truex, of course, in his lane, along with Tower Reddick, were able to use that lower lane and clear him to make the lead.
Yeah, you are an idiot.
That was a big difference maker.
I thought last year was crazy here with 10 cautions. We've now had 10 today. Drivers being given the one to go as they come across this time. Ryan Truex, Tyler Reddick, the top two. Then it's
Always go
Ryan
shower?
Reed, Elliott Sadler, and
No.
Chase Elliott as we go to James.
Why would I go shower when it was a quick yellow?
Has been checked and released. Just
was it
guys
quick?
being aggressive up front, and you end up back here once again, Justin.
Yeah, it's disappointing. We had a really fast Brian Fresh guy.
Corey, you know the chick you say is hot?
Unfortunately,
Your
that last
Twitch.
restart, we started on the outside of the front row. I thought we were going
You know all it is the way she stands, right?
Shut up! Don't
And none of her,
ruin
and none
it!
of, and none of her pictures, she isn't standing straight.
But then they all started crashing in front of me. And,
Standing straight,
for
I
us,
mean.
It's disappointing because Junior Motorsports brought 5 really good race cars.
Sorry?
And I still got, 3 of them up there battling for a win, so hopefully one of those guys can pull it off.
Like in that one picture where she's wearing the stripes, it looks like she has a fat ass, but in reality, she's just moving her legs forward.
And unfortunately, we're not going to have that opportunity today.
All right, Adam, let's see if we can finish it off this time.
Jamie, today it's the season opener for the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Tomorrow it's the Daytona 500.
The race all drivers dream of winning.
Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Yeah, see, in all of her pictures of her ass, she's always standing like that.
I'm gonna start standing like that.
Huh?
I'm gonna start standing like that.
Do it. You see some big improvements.
Coverage begins tomorrow, 11 a.m.
Standing
Eastern
like
time
what?
on Fox. Unfinished business today.
Hey, I try to
Tyler
let you
Reddick
in,
getting set to
you turd
restart
burglar.
second.
Stop looking at me.
Did not want to get going that time at all. It got a whole lot worse.
Yeah, she's flat.
But I think we got something. Don't worry about it, my man. You just save some gas right now.
And clear your mind. You
Corey, this is the woman you like? What the fuck?
You're going to get
Shut
the
up.
restart of your
What?
life, and you're going to be in a position to win this race.
She flat.
She has a good personality.
Yeah, that's the only thing she has, personality. She has no tits or ass. People are gonna watch her stream and they're gonna be like, what the
He's
fuck?
counting on Elliott Sadler to give him the push he needs to win this thing. This is going to be interesting.
Ryan Truex, first
Another
All right,
wreck?
here we go. Green to green.
in his career. Could he pull off a victory at Daytona? Overtime number 3.
Go, Tyler Reddick.
That choice of the outside line was they think Truex is going to get a better push from Sadler.
And it's not working. Here comes the 16 with Ryan Reed and Tyler Reddick. Sadler
Sadler left Truex out the draw.
Truex going to be hung out perhaps in the high lane.
That's fucked up.
Off of each other in the back.
Jim Hendrick teammate.
Truex drops to the bottom and gets in line. Kind of shape her the end and make it down the back. 3 wide.
Tyler Reddick has got to run the best lap and a half of his life here. He's got to make the right blocks.
Go,
right
boy.
to be able to win this. He's got a shot at. He's won here before in the Truck Series. He's going to really get tested.
Here we come to the white flag. They're smoking.
Oh, don't wreck. Please don't wreck.
Oh, they're wrecking!
Oh, they're wrecking!
Did he get to the start finish line? We'll see here.
No, he didn't!
Did not come out. Oh, there it goes. Caution flag comes out.
Ugh, this race is never gonna fucking end.
Did the caution
He's thinking he's won.
I think it did. I think the yell came out before.
It came out before. Never gonna fucking end, man.
Tyler Reddick will win this race.
He was waving the yellow flag. He never wove the, or he was never waving the white flag.
He's usually right behind the lights. The lights will be the determining factor.
It was so close.
They're telling him to save fuel, so the crew chief is unsure about the call from NASCAR. We have to look at the electronic data and see exactly.
Dude, Daniel Suarez is gonna win this. He's the only one that pitted.
Once the leader takes the white flag, it's the next flag that ends the race. We're just not sure if he got the white.
He's still driving around full throttle.
The caution came out.
What if he stops on the track starts doing donuts?
I think it was about 100 foot short.
And we have been told, Brad is correct, he did not get to the white flag.
Yeah, see, I told. Dude, this race is never gonna end.
Guys, Tyler Reddick has got to be, cringing.
Top left of your screen, look at the lights.
Cringing.
I like how we have cameras on the lights.
100 feet.
It might be less than that.
There it is.
There it is.
Yep. There it is.
He definitely did not get to the line. And I was watching our
This is ARCA, baby.
Is a part of our graphics package, but as you said, Brad, that's not what we go by. It's actually when the flag comes out, and that was the difference.
So close. You got this again, man. Keep your box full. It's gonna be great.
And that's
So
that
close,
fuel
so
box he's
close.
talking about, Brad, that you alluded to earlier, making sure he keeps plenty of fuel over to the right side of that tank.
Well, this time he has Sadler behind him.
I'm losing count. A fourth overtime coming up. What a spectacular finish.
What about Elliott Sadler?
This is unbelievable.
He's going to end up, if he gets behind Tyler Reddick here, he's going to be
the and fucking Chase Elliott.
Great start to 2018 with 2 garbage races. How's this race been garbage?
Remember Chase Elliott, the guy that you felt like might be a favorite today?
Who said
He's back in
that?
it too. He's fifth.
What about the teammates from JD Motorsports? Garrett
What?
Smithley went for that.
Let me take a
spin
wild
and
guess.
through the grass. He's in the top 10. Going to restart 7th. His teammate Ross Chastain is there.
Oh, of course,
We
yep.
talked earlier about Alex LeBay, who is 9th. Caesar Baccarella driving a 3rd car for BJ McLeod in the top 10.
If people would be complaining if it would have ended under caution. Like, you can't ever please anyone, to be honest.
I don't really know. He thought 141 is when they would be out. If that's the case, they should be okay.
This race is probably going to go right to about 139 to 140. That's within 1 or 2 laps. Larry, you promised me we were good on fuel. What happened here, buddy?
The crew chief has to calm the driver down. He just made us
those
feel
numbers
better.
not off of 4 overtimes. But I still believe with the number of cautions, Brad and Michael, that we've run, I mean, right now, we're closing in on 35 caution laps, and we basically run 51 laps. So over half of this run has been under caution.
And Larry, I know you'll find this hard to believe, but we have tied a record for number of cautions in an Xfinity race here at Daytona.
We started out so promising, Adam.
I know.
We really did.
And now 4 overtimes in the Powershares QQQ 300. Let's go to the leaders camp.
What a dumb event name.
We're having that we're here. Keep saying fuel.
Let's focus on the task at hand.
The 500's like this tomorrow. I'd be a fucking amazing 500.
How many times today, and we're all guilty, we're all guilty.
They don't start wrecking to 50 to go.
That's going to end his
And they all race
race.
crazy.
And a number of the drivers that we have said that about are right in position to go out and get a victory in this thing. Matt, what do you have for us?
Adam, I checked in on both cars that are in row 2. Kevin Mendering said they are good to go on fuel for Elliott Sadler. What a great recovery he's had. And Chris Rice told me his young driver, Ryan Truex, they are good to go as well.
Ryan Truex, as I said, first race with this team, a single car operation that's just in their 3rd year of existence, made the playoffs last couple of years with Blake Cook. They could shock the world here today.
Remember what seemed to be a long time ago when Chase Elliott and Elliott Sadler got in some issues and we thought, oh, no.
Done.
Listen, they'll get a caution. I didn't know they'd be in 2 more wrecks, spin out, and still be in contention.
4th overtime.
Let's look at highlights, and these are just since we passed regulation.
See right there, that would have been the end of the race. Suarez would
They
have won.
couldn't make it down the back straightaway. A number of good cars taken out right here. Chase Elliott, Joey Logano. Overtime number 2, Spencer Gallagher gets out of shape going down the back straightaway. A 3rd attempt. We made it to turn 4. In fact, Tyler Reddick wasn't too far away from getting the white flag and winning this thing. Instead, Ryan Ellis, Kyle Larson, and others have issues. The caution comes out once again, and another overtime restart.
Wow, there's just so much going on in this race. And the 88 has lost his right side window. In all this chaos, you have to have a right side window. So NASCAR has black flagged him to fix this. This is really important because when the cars get sideways, the right side window keeps the cab from filling with air and keeps the car from going up in the sky and flying. So NASCAR is going to make him have this.
If he's got another window, Adam, I believe he can get back in this thing.
Yeah, why not? In our 8th overtime, right? He was being scored inside the top 10.
The team has to find a right side window before they can get released from pit road.
Yeah, they need to go fucking running to the hauler.
Run into a hauler at the fastest speed
Yup.
possible. They've got about 60 seconds here.
Aerial coverage today provided by Goodyear.
Hell, just run to the garage and tell one of the other guys to pop their window out. Shit, there's half of them torn up.
More driven.
Yeah.
Here
I think that's what they're doing.
He's got to find a window, and I think he might be a little bit late.
We're going to go green next time around. Still showing 25 cars or so on
there he goes.
The lead lap.
It is a relay. I know that this is David Mayo running as fast as he can.
He's going to be out of gas. Look at him hustling.
He's got some good speed. That's a right side window and a pouch.
Imagine he falls and he breaks it.
Dale Jr., I know you're watching. Give this guy a bonus on Monday. That's a great effort.
Oh, yes. They're waiting on you guys.
Got to have a helmet.
Look at the
Hell yeah.
Nice job, guys.
Go, go, go!
Damn, he's probably getting a raise.
Go, 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 go!
He's going to get out of there.
Makes it.
He's going to need another
caution.
Oh no, they don't have enough time. They're not going to be able to speed up and get with it.
He's gonna have another caution to get back into it, but that was cool as shit.
Row 2. Elliott Sadler, Ryan Truex, Kaz Gralla, Garrett Smithley in row 3.
Just remember, if one of these cars sputter on fuel, that could cause a mess as well.
Here we
I
go.
believe I'm right in saying the only driver in the top 10 with a win at Daytona.
I like how he said there's only 2 cars, but I mean, I see like 20 cars.
Green flag.
Once again.
Sadler pushing. My God, Elliott Sadler could win the 500. Oh, somebody got forced. Ah!
Saved it.
Oh, he just put.
Oh, Reddick just got shoved ahead.
Getting too big of a run.
Here comes the 2 runs on the top.
Oh, they're banging in the back. Look at that.
They hate each other.
Ah!
Dude, look at. They should have wrecked twice already.
Yeah, this is awesome. Here comes Reed.
This time they're gonna make it. This time they're gonna make it.
Reed and Elliott Sadler were door to door, and that stalled both cars out.
Go, Sadler.
Look at the Flex Seal boys up here.
This is unreal.
Caution!
We got somebody stalled on the backstretch.
There we go.
Dude, that car's destroyed. What happened?
Oh my God!
Survive that.
Hell yeah. Somebody died. We missed it.
Oh, something breaks on his car.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Car probably doesn't it? Yeah.
Oh, shit, he ate.
Dude, his car was like wanting to kill itself.
Yeah.
And the rear suspension let
The car is like, I want to die! I want to die! Yes, I finally did it!
It's like his
I'm dead.
suspension broke or something.
Dude, he went to the wall a ton, though. Holy fluke.
No way you can let that go. We've broken the record. 12 cautions here today.
It ain't over yet, baby. We got one more attempt.
Mileage Xfinity race.
Yeah, see, his car broke rear suspension. Snap. Yeah, it looked like
I'm
it.
gonna let you in. You better come in. I'm gonna watch this race. Hey, we just got a little bit left. It's quickie caution.
And to confirm for you, Brad, longest race as far as mileage ever at Daytona. When you talk about the Xfinity Series.
What if Reddick runs out of gas and Sadler passes him up?
North of 140 today.
Whew. And I'll tell you what, it's taking my breath away. I thought last year being in the race, Adam, was stressful. I'm stressed up here in the booth. Wow, these guys have really drilled their butts off today. And, you know, you use all that adrenaline to get through the race. And when you get to the end, it's just...
Damn, I think my reaction video is like 4 hours long almost. It is. 3:18.
And inside
Oh my God!
Yeah, we've been watching for that long.
Hell yeah. Well, this started. Well, I started mine a little early, so it started before 2:30.
Yeah, like 5 minutes before.
Yeah, I played a game of Fortnite to start off.
He's got a great shot of winning this.
You?
He's got one that just got back in the race.
So when that joined, you were playing Fortnite?
Yeah.
And of course, Elliott Sadler lined up. But thank you for the kind words. That's very nice.
Hey, if you're watching this and you want to sync up, this is the 5th overtime.
Just an update on.
This has been crazy.
Up to 22nd position. Still in this thing.
Oh God, look at that dent in the back of the 88.
Oh, they're stopping, red flag.
He has been checked and released, led 61 laps today. Your blocks, they were spot on, they were aggressive, but a few laps ago when we saw the big one, where did it go wrong at the front?
I haven't seen a replay, but from my vantage point, the 98 had a run, and I was expecting him to, juke left, so I went down there, and when I went back up, he was to my outside, so I feel like I wrecked myself there.
Red flag!
I didn't have any damage and was going to be...
Oh my God, why?
And then it's hard to see.
I have to go.
I think the two guys in front of me got together, and I got collected in that one. So, yeah, just...
Alright, I'm gonna go take a shower. Fuck this.
Our team a win or a good finish. Who knows if we would have won or not.
I'm probably gonna miss the race,
It
so.
would have been cool to get DC Solar in victory lane. Had a lot of fun today.
I'm gonna go try to take a quick ass shower.
Felt like I learned a lot.
Burnt the rear end
was able
out.
to,
So
block
apparently
runs and
he's
stuff,
fluid all over the back.
felt I did a good job there until
Yeah, because
the
you
end. The roads
broke
were
that
getting
fucking thing.
a lot faster and hard to.
Alright, I'm gonna take a
block
shower.
there, once we got to the end when they were 3 wide and
Go
lots
wash
of
your
pushing.
balls.
So, but yeah, all in all, fun day. Just wish I could have got a good finish.
Job well done. It was entertaining while it lasted.
And Jamie, the one thing we hadn't seen today, the red flag until now. First one of the afternoon.
That's a great way to save fuel.
That helps a lot. Overtime number 5. It's after the break. We're live on FS1 at Daytona.
You're searching a bunch of websites looking for the best hotel deal. Stop doing that to yourself. Let Trivago do it for you. Trivago compares prices from hundreds of websites and apps at the same time. It's that simple. Hotel? Trivago.
The march begins on TSN. Catch the fever, catch the youth, catch the ankle breakers, racket breakers, and catch and shoot. In your eye hole. It's time for the big dance, y'all. March Madness returns on TSN, baby.
Alt?
Spice.
Alt?
Spice.
Alt?
Spice.
Alt?
Spice.
Tomorrow.
Forever. Spice.
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 Old.
Endless Ambassador. We make sense. For men.
The Hyundai Tucson. Can it keep you from hibernating this winter? Well, we gave it all-wheel drive so you can go anywhere with confidence.
How?
Heated front seats.
I've enjoyed
literally-
the shit out of this race.
No, it's a good race, but I mean, the finish is. I can't believe they can't make it one lap.
No, they were going to make
Jesus
it that last
Christ.
time till that guy broke a rear end.
That's our 4th one. Yeah, they were. You don't actually even know that. The caution came out in like turn 3. They were like 3 wide.
I mean, this race has been the best one of Speed Weeks. I mean, I haven't fell asleep in it. I fell asleep in Duel 2. I fell asleep a little bit in the trucks last night.
Oh, it was bad. I literally went, dropped my parents off downtown after the big one. Got my parents off downtown, came back, and it was just, we were like 2 inches away from going green for the second OT. So I've missed nothing in this race.
No, not really.
Other than I missed the first, like, 100 laps. I missed the first 100 laps.
It's been a hell of a good race, though. If the Cup race is anything like this tomorrow, I'm 100% down.
I think it'll be a good race tomorrow. It might be a wreck
Jesus.
fest tomorrow. It could be a good race, but it might also be a wreck fest.
I'm just saying, if we can make it to 50 to go, and then they start wadding them up and tearing them up, and then we get to the overtimes and stuff, I'd be fine with it.
The final stage started 2 hours ago. It's a 60-lap race. Actually, now it's like 90 laps since the final stage started.
Hell yeah.
Dude, if you think about it, the final stage in this race might actually be longer than the Cup race. Because it will be over... 80 laps for the Cup race, and this one's like
3:48, and if you check your clock right now, it is 5:48 on the East Coast. So 2 hours we've been trying to complete this final stage and complete this race. You got some coffee in there?
I do. It's amazing because if you look at the first half of this race, up through lap 60, we had 3 cautions. 2 of those were the stage ends, and we have now had 9 cautions. I think it comes down to exactly what you heard Eric Almirola say. Drivers trying to win at Daytona, just like we talked about in the pre-race.
We all spoke way too soon. So let's take a look back at the first 139 laps of this race and see how it all went down. As Larry McReynolds just said, the first and only for a long time caution came on lap 10. That was Austin Cindric. And Tyler Reddick, who was leading the race, was involved in that.
Yeah, Daniel Suarez and Christopher Bell in the 20 took a big hit.
You guys,
Here you see
yeah,
Kyle
you guys
Larson
can still hear me,
wins
right?
that first stage.
He did. 22 of 29 laps led. Then it was Chase Elliott who was able to make his way through the field. There were so many moves, just changing lanes back and forth. Chase Elliott would go on to win stage 2. He'll start working tomorrow's Daytona 500.
Like, Jesus Christ.
And then with 21 laps to go,
People have done a lot worse.
Jr. You see these 2 guys race in the 7 and the 88. They lock up, and both of those guys would be penalized by NASCAR for that. And then, of course, this happens. Ryan Truex Jr. forced below the yellow line.
Yeah, Ryan Reed forced him down there, and Ryan Reed was penalized. A penalty we do not see enforced that often.
No, we don't. 2 penalties we saw in those sequences. And then the wrecks begin, and they do not stop. We had a 2-car wreck on 1 restart.
And this was the 6th caution at lap 106. You saw Garrett Smith.
No, he just went now.
As well as Michael Annett in the 5.
He's going to hot import nights.
Elliott Sadler, who is still in this race, he's currently running 3rd, has had quite an eventful day, and this was just one of those events.
And then we had another spin and another spin.
And Kyle Larson, who certainly, he won stage 1, certainly had one of the dominant cars. He was involved.
Oh, Chase Elliott did get air.
As 3 guys tried to connect on that outside line. And then we had another spin.
No, he didn't.
And this
You mean Eric
Almirola?
No, Chase Elliott went to the grass, the back end, picked up, and then set back down.
Spencer Gallagher, and then here's the caution with Kyle Larson heavily involved. Felt like he had a car that could win this race. And, of course, I think now the story is, as we go into all these overtimes, there you see
killing his motor.
Dylan Lupton in that 28 car.
I won't spoil like I did that one time when that one guy died.
What one guy died?
Austin Dillon.
Oh.
He screamed. He was like, "Oh my God, he's dead!"
Oh my God, car in the fence. They're like, really? And I'm like, no.
He said it so calmly. He's like, "No."
They did run under caution.
They believe me. So then they freaked out. Actually, yeah.
83, I think they're still going to be good.
You're going to stick by that, right?
I'm going to stick with it.
Yes.
Good old.
So the guys running in
Good
the
old
top 3,
2 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday night.
An eventful day, and they're all still out there and could
Or Monday morning,
win
I
this
guess,
race.
at that point.
Let's check in with Matt, who is with the crew chief.
So that race got postponed like twice.
In the 1 pit, and Kevin Menring, this feels more like the Rolex 24 last month.
Yeah, it's definitely been a battle of attrition. Way more eventful than we wanted to, but the one main financial Chevy's been fast all day. Elliott's done a great job. We've had to overcome a lot.
I actually can't believe they did start that late. Like, Jesus Christ.
Like, cautions here at the
I don't want to
end.
race
Got
it.
our track position back, and now
we're back under caution.
Fuel or lack of it,
Yeah.
could that play into your favor looking
Dude,
at the
Kaz
cars
Gralla could still win this race.
Yeah, absolutely. There's definitely a lot of guys up
He's
that are
in
close
5th.
on fuel.
My
We
man.
have plenty of fuel, so we're in good shape.
Regan?
Well, the big question for all the crew chiefs, Shane Wilson, is do you have enough fuel to finish this race?
Well, it's going to be close. You know, right now it's 143, but it's got to pick it all up. So it's going to be close, and what a wild
Nice
day.
guy, Kaz Gralla.
Adam Casgralla got his first career win last year here in the Truck Series race in an upset. He might do it again just now.
Yeah, he was running 7th at the white flag in that race after starting on the pole. He's going to be 5th on the restart. What do we anticipate here as we go?
So what do you think? Is Kaz Gralla going to win it?
He could.
Well, I look for Elliott Sadler to give a big
He could,
push,
but I
and
don't
that's
think
what
he
it's going
will.
to take for Tyler Reddick to clear and get the
I
lead.
think he's
Here's
just.
the question. Can
He's
Tyler stay
hoping.
disciplined? Can he
Sadler's
make
probably
sure he
hoping that the
block
9
run
runs out of
that we
gas
know
in
is
front of
coming?
him.
That's what it's going to be all about.
His
and that's what I
car's
anticipate
destroyed,
seeing.
and he's up in 10th.
Gralla, can he squeeze up in there? Garrett Smithley, there's so many underdogs that can still be a part of this finish. It's going to be
Lovely.
fun to watch, Adam. I don't know what
Who hasn't been involved in the race? I know the 9 was involved in something. The 16 was involved in it. The
Yeah, the
1
9 and the
earlier.
16 were involved in the first one.
11 about wrecked earlier.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure like everyone's wrecked in this race other than like 2 cars. Oh dang, we're going green.
Making preparations in case they run out of fuel.
Don't spoil anything, please.
My man Joey was a good guy. Joey, if they die, just go eat. Turn forward.
I'm not that far ahead. I'm only like, we're only the pace car's just pulling off from here.
We're only like a few moments behind.
I'm on the front straight.
William Byron, the rookie driving then. Today it's the
and 36, the 90's pushing the 36.
He's out of gas.
And pace car is in. Green flag.
There we go. This is critical. Elliott said there's going to give him a big push.
So does Ryan Truex. Nice start by Truex.
Could be ARCA finish all over again, boys.
Oh dear.
Chase Elliott making it 4 wide.
That's the potent 18 car. Daniel Suarez giving a push on the high side.
I forgot about that.
Really good for Ryan Reed. That's Ryan Truex pushing him.
I'm afraid that the one's like wiggling and he's gonna give the 9 a bad bump.
Hang on to him, boys.
Ryan Reed's gonna win at Daytona.
Nope. Here comes Reddick.
This is a solid push. We'll be interested to see what NASCAR has to say about this.
NASCAR is gonna penalize the 1 again. Ooh, Ryan Reed just got hung out to dry.
Tower's got to be really disciplined here. Manage these 2 lanes.
Through the tri-oval, got to get to the white flag.
White flag here.
Next flag ends the
Outside Sadler, inside Sadler. Outside, inside. He's just following.
Oh, Tower's getting really far in front. Elliott Sadler's going to lag back and get a big run here, but we also got the 11 and 24 forming up behind.
Oh, here comes Ryan Truex with a good run. Outside, inside. Side by. Slice by. Pass. Truex.
Holy crap.
Oh, shit. This is going to be close. Ryan Reed pushing Sadler. Tyler Reddick. Sadler, Reddick, side by side. Here they come to the line.
Oh, it's going to be a drag race.
I think Reddick
he's going to put him in the gas. Drag race. Oh! All right, who said this race sucked? Get out of here. That was awesome.
Tyler Reddick.
What
a race.
Oh my god. This margin is insane, dude. Holy crap. Oh my god.
What a race, boys.
Wow.
At Daytona.
Oh my god.
Margin. That was insane.
And here we are, right at the line.
Oh! He just barely beat him. Wow. Oh my god.
That was like 1/1000th, dude.
That was a NASCAR. That was a NASCAR Thunder 2003 finish there. Holy shit.
What a race.
Insane finish, dude. Great finish.
Good recovery by Sadler. I wish he won, but man, that was...
Well, I mean, he had 5 OTs to get back up to the front, so
yeah,
it wasn't that hard.
No, I know it wasn't that hard, but like, I don't know. Sadler's got limited time left. Reddick's got a long career ahead of him.
Good win by Reddick there.
Good job.
I don't even... What was the margin, though?
I don't know if they're going to reveal that. That was...
It's a damn tire.
Jesus Christ, it was about...
Holy crap.
What a throw by the flagman.
You know what? I thought that the Daytona 500 between Hamlin and Truex was close. That was even closer.
When Elliott Sadler got beside him and established position, those moves put him in the right position to capitalize.
They're right into it.
Wow, did you see that toss of the flag right in the car? You know what else you've got to be appreciative of
You know what I find funny? Look at how mangled the 9 is on the passenger side.
Hell yeah, man. That's a race right there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Children of
wow.
just 3 hours long. That's NASCAR for you. Woo. Can't wait for the 500.
Heck yeah, dude. He's still doing burnout.
He gonna get all the hamburger out of that tires.
There's like something dragging off the back end of his car, like a piece of grass and something.
It could. I think it's gonna be like 3 1,000ths of a second. I'm gonna say.
Jesus.
Truex lost so many positions coming to the line. They were 4 wide coming to the line behind too.
Here's how he works with the
oh, there we go.
Oh, he side drafted him right at the end and got past him.
Rear bumper keeps him in line with the 1. He's gonna get on the side of the 1 car.
Damn, wonder where he learned how to side draft from.
Elliot's got the same opportunity, and Elliott just waits just a time.
My God, Garrett Smithley making that shit 4 wide. Garrett Smithley wasn't taking no shit.
I swear I thought Sadler won it.
Yeah, that's like 3,000.
Tremendous finish. Beautiful.
Reed gets 3rd. Gralla, Smithley, Gallagher, Truex.
4th position. I think that was worth the wait.
In a 5th overtime, Tyler Reddick gets his 2nd career victory at Daytona.
Woo!
And despite the fact that he was a runner-up, an amazing
that big patch of duct tape on the door.
Absolutely. And
got him some flex seal.
Doesn't even know where victory lane is. Look at him. He like overshot victory lane in reverse.
Tremendous recovery.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out how close to get to him, and my spotter was telling me that we thought the 16 was coming too, so I didn't want to leave him the inside. And man, that's tough. I really wanted to win this race today. Most eventful race I've ever been a part of. I've spun out twice, got black flag for absolutely no reason, in my opinion, but that's the way it goes. But
shut up, Sadler. You needed all those OTs.
Team, they give me good stuff every week, and it's,
he had a good car through all of it.
But I wish it was us today.
Close last year, almost winning the championship. What kind of statement does this send for you and this team as we kick off the year?
Yeah, well, I mean, I told you this morning we were ready to go. We had a great.
We were ready to go, baby. Ready to go.
I think it says a lot for us to finish 1-2 today. We got a great team behind us. I love my guys in the shop. Hendrick Motors give us great engines every week. I think the statement means that we're going to be around all year long. We're going to be tough. It's just that's a hard one to swallow. This has been a special place for a long time, and we've had some good runs here. Just seem to always finish second. A lot of seconds here, but 3. Yeah, but no win. So we just
5 OTs. That's insane. That's like the NASCAR record. Pretty sure. I think Truck Series had got 5 months before, but Xfinity has got 5.
Younger, and age truly is just a number when you look at Elliott Sadler.
And that performance, the way he's run the last couple of years, that'll take some years off of you as well.
Jamie?
How about Ryan Reed? No give up there. You guys had damage from the beginning of the race.
I am so glad Ryan Reed did not win.
Yeah,
I don't like him.
Daytona's just such an up and
I
down
mean, I don't dislike him. I just didn't want to see him win 3 Daytona races in a row. Like, 2 was enough.
Who?
Ryan Reed.
He hadn't won 3 in a row. Or even
No,
2 in a row.
I said he won 2 in a row. I didn't want to see him win.
No,
yes,
he
has.
He won 2015 and 2017.
Yeah, he didn't win 2016. That was Chase
didn't?
Elliott. Chase Elliott won 2016.
Oh.
Oh, he didn't even take his helmet off.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to end the stream here. Before the interviews, if you guys want to say anything to end, 3 hours, 37 minutes was the length of this race. Probably 3:30. I started like 5-6 minutes early.
Let's hope that tomorrow's 500 is not this long, but I hope that the finish is just as amazing.
Oh yeah, finish. I hope finish is like the 5th OT, but instead we only do like 1 OT or 0 OTs. I just hope it's just a good finish. I just hope it's a good race. I don't even care if the finish isn't spectacular. If it's a good race.
What's it feel like?
It feels amazing.
Forward
just
show.
Thank Burger Fi so much for coming on board this year for these 2 races.
Look at their little
a hell of a way to
Irish
start the year
boy
off at Junior
on the
Motorsports.
race.
Big thanks to Armor Chili for coming on and Exalta Nationwide. But most importantly, I think Nationwide and or Xfinity for the for the huge sponsorship they're getting out to this series, giving the guys like me the opportunity to run full time for Junior Motorsports. It's a hell of a way to get my second win, my first win for Junior Motorsports and the 100 Xfinity race.
You're in the playoffs too.
I know, it's
well, good for him. Now I gotta go eat some sour cream first.
We gotta be smart all year long, get in the playoffs if we don't win. And
he's in the playoffs.
You get the rest of the year now to work with this team and get better. What do you think about that?
I think it's an amazing opportunity.
Wow, we could have raced ERL
today. We're gonna
today.
get along great.
That's
It's gonna take a little bit of time to get honed in, but I guess we're getting along pretty good right off the bat. I don't know what.
Wait, what's today?
Problems all day long, just with
Four
grabbing some issues with the car.
1,000
I don't know what exactly it was, but it held on all race long. It was getting worse at the end, but.
4 or 3.
Elliott Sadler, Ryan Reed, Ryan Truex, those guys were.
If you have an erection lasting longer than 4 hours, please watch the end of the Xfinity race.
Your erection's bigger than the margin of victory, then
shit. I mean, that was. I love that end of that race. That was just guys going for it. That's what I liked about it. It was guys wanting to win, not guys sitting there 18 seconds back. This guy's wanting to win it.
Everyone didn't want a single file like finish, and we finally really didn't get one.
Yeah, this race they never got the single file train.
We saw all kinds of things.
Yeah.
We saw green flag stretches. We saw a bunch of wrecks. We saw some great action. But one thing I don't want to go miss, Garrett Smithley, top 5, first of his career. That's really cool. These guys that keep digging, they find a way to